And good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you via the auspices of Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Olo province of Biafra London. We are here live and direct. Today is the 12th day of April 2025. That's being Saturday. I welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers onto this blessed platform. This is where it all started. It is our gathering point. It is our parliament, where we discuss issues, where we rub ideas, where we debate in order to learn. Not only for debating's sake, no. We debate to learn so that superior argument will take precedence. Therefore, I urge you to invite your friends and well-wishers, call your siblings, tell them the hour has come for them to tune on to Radio Biafra House of Service that is coming through Radio Biafra London for us to listen to the gospel of both mental and physical emancipation. Because without mental emancipation, there will be no genuine physical freedom. That is the point. You must have, or you must be mentally liberated first before it comes to physical. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, who is still in the enemy dungeon in the Nigerian DSS, started by attacking the way we reason. The way we reason as black people is fundamentally flawed. They started by attacking our fundamentally flawed mentality. The superstitious mumbo-jumbo that is portrayed by most black Africans. And that is what is keeping us behind today. If they can beat, I think I saw a news where somebody was beaten to death. Let me see. In whether Sokoto or Bauchi in Nigeria. Because of, they said he's a witch. Are you seeing? That is the stupidity of superstition. Still displayed in this 21st century by black people. They beat somebody to death, accusing him that he is a witch. Something that the Europeans practiced 400-500 years back, downwards. And after they emancipated themselves, they said, no, this is not real. Which they were witch hunting. That is where this, okay, in Zamfara. Zamfara man accused of witchcraft beaten to death by irate mob. Do you see what we are trying to remove from here? Mental foolishness, superstition. When some of our people will still believe that they can tie your destiny in a tree using nail. If they lock your name inside the key that you are, hey. These are things we are preaching here to let our people understand that these are not real. These are superstitions that has nothing to do with reality. I saw a video of photos, a tree filled with nail and what do you call it? Igodo. locks, key, that we are locked with different names. Everybody was, hey, this man, now wow, hey, now wow, now wicked man, no, look at how we tie everybody. That is why you will walk, nothing. Sometimes I feel that we are still in 7th century. In our head, I'm telling you. We are just riding driving car, going on vacation on airplane. Physically, many of us, we are in 21st century. We are all in 21st century. But mentally, most of us are still in 7th century. If you think that you can be tied in Nigeria by somebody you call a witch doctor or native doctor, they can call your name and tie him in a tree so that you will not succeed. Tell me what you cannot believe. These are the things we want to wash away from the mentalities of our people, so that you remove this thing from your mind. You stop promoting all these people. Now, you see that in our city there is spiritual power. You are promoting them. It pushes people to go and give all these scammers money, thinking that it is real. Let me tell you what some of all these people usually do. When you see, they say they have tied somebody to kill the person. For example, somebody they will collect money, heavy money from you. Say they want to kill, you want them to kill this person. You that have went there to tie somebody, you are even more wicked than the person doing it, because that person is a scammer. Now, when you bring the name Emeka, for example, they know the person. Once they do what you are going to do, that person, that scammer, have his squad, secret squad. If possible, in order to make you feel that what he has done is working, they will target the person, whether in Lagos or whether anywhere, if they can reach him, to poison him. In one place he's drinking or anyhow. So that when he dies, you say, you come and say, yeah, this man, he gets strong, he's strong. There are many ways our people are being scammed and deceived, and they're still going into that stupidity. They tie you on tree, they tie people on tree. That is why there is no progress. Why don't you tie Donald Trump? What of Tinubu? Tie him now so that he will no longer become president. What of Hope Uzodinma that has been dealing with all of us? Or does your medicine have limitations? The same way your Jesus, he has limitations. He has selective work. No, he can heal some people. He will not heal because you see black person defending stupidity to the highest score. How do I become the same people with this kind of person? How? With this type of mentality. 21st century. What the Europeans suffered and we are able, they fought through different ways in order to remove themselves from this type of stupidity, superstition. That is what our people, Africans, have embraced. But you cannot see the person that is doing, or he has power, either traditionalist or pastor, he has power. He want to go to America, he will just disappear and appear in America. As Suleiman, he prayed for somebody did it. He disappeared in Germany and come out in France. But if he's traveling, he have his private jet, physical. He will not disappear and appear. Why can't he do that? No. Jesus now, he used to do as he wants. You see how they defend this stupidity in 21st century. You become ashamed. So if you believe that, oh, these are witch, witch, cat is no more cat for you because you are seeing a spirit. You see a cat, you say no, it's a witch and wizard. But I'm seeing a cat, and I can take a cat food and give it to him, he eat. But you are seeing witch and wizard. If I thought, you say no, Canaan man cannot understand. You are in the spirit, but I'm in flesh. But I'm wearing shirt, you are wearing. I'm seeing you, you are seeing me, but all of a sudden you are in the spirit. These are things we try to clean from the mentalities of our listeners, of Biafrans, so that we can restore an honorable country, so that we can restore a very dignified space called Biafra, a nation that will, be proud of who we are, that everybody will face reality, work, that our government should face reality. People we face reality and work very hard in order to build a nation, not through Holy Ghost or through Amadio. No, physical. We are in a world of physicality. That is what we preach here. Because do you know that when you understand that all these are scams, but you will no longer promote, you will no longer go and give your money to native doctors or somebody that call himself a witch doctor or a native doctor, anything he call himself, in order to make your business to move. You will no longer go and give him money. You will no longer accept. You say no, all this thing, no, it doesn't work. You will now use your brain to plan your business well, know how you attend to customers. No, you now think, where am I making fault? That's why my business is falling, going down. You now think. But when you continue depending on all these nonsenses, it dulls your brain. That human capacity that nature gives to us in order to use it to develop our world, you will dull it. You say, no, you are flesh. You want to enter, you enter into spirit. Zamfara man accused of witchcraft, beaten to death by irate mob. Imagine that these people does not believe in witchcraft, or as they are seeing it, that a witch is somebody that Elon Musk is a witch. Engineers, inventors, they are witches. Somebody that use something that was taken from soil, rare earth material, something maybe 1 kilogram in one sack in Congo. They buy it for maybe $10. One sack that is 50 kilograms. But in America, they sell it for 1 kilogram, maybe $200 and something, only 1 kilogram. And they use that and transformed it, and use it to build, smartphones that we are using. These are the real witches, which we should respect them. And even crave to be a witch like them. But you see somebody, an old man, that hunger and difficulty have made his face to be like a cobweb. Now, because of his miserable situation, he says he's a witch. Hey, now this witch, your name, they chop the children that are dying in the village. You don't know that there is no lack of hospitals, diagnosis machine to find out why the children are dying. You don't know. You don't know that these are the causes of the children's death or the people's death. Now, you use it because of your foolishness, because of the foolishness of black people. They will now transfer their anger to one person that is miserable and kill the person. Let me tell you something. Europeans have been practicing this. Are you hearing me? I used to attack, or I love to argue with people that always say, oh, Europe here, the Christianity you are practicing is different from the one in Nigeria. Come on. Because they clean the superstition from them. They remove all those teachings you are holding very, very sacred in your so-called holy book. Europeans remove them and say, all these are rubbish. It was not easy for them. What I'm telling you is historical. It's history. It's not something that I'm making up. No. That is why they reformed their belief system. They reformed. It took blood. They fought. People were massacred, beheaded for this. People died. And after the Reformation continues, mental reformation, now they found out that the secret to this world is what you can produce. Physically, there is no spiritual part. Physically. It's a spiritual power. Come, bring it. It's part of it. Let us use it in order to bring down heaven. No problem. To build a country. That is why if Biafra comes, for example, anything, this this thing this guy is doing, Saludo, which is doing in a corny way. I know. But the real thing is, we'll call, if you have spiritual power, please come show us the one you have. Because we need it in order to build Biafra. Okay, you say you know how, how many? Please come. You say you know how to tie somebody's destiny. Please come. We register you. The Biafran government will register you, and you try, you do it. We tell you what to do. The Biafran government will tell you what to do, because we have enemies who want you to tie for us, and you'll be receiving salary. No longer scamming individuals. If you say you, as a pastor, you have power to do this and that, okay, come. Show us. Once you show, okay, you'll be an asset to the system, to build our system. Not all these useless claims, backwards thinking people claiming nonsense, defending stupidity. That is what many of our people know how to do. They are masters in defending stupidity, because it's what they believe. Zamfara man have been accused of witchcraft and beaten to death. If you look at it, you see that the poor person is helpless. He have died because people are stupid. Because people in Nigeria are still in 7th century. What Europeans run away from, they reformed themselves through revolutions, through blood, through wars, and they came out stronger. And they understand that, look, there is no way to do it other than the hard way, through physicality. You want to go to the moon, you start studying nature. You want to build an aircraft, you start practicing it. Start by turning sand to iron. You learn it. From there, you start, thinking about how force of gravity works. Physical principles. Not you are a witch, you can fly from it. Okay, if you can fly as a witch, you come now. Let us know. So then what is the need of paying exorbitant prices for tickets? That is it. It can be developed and used to build a nation. If you can fly, disappear in Nigeria and appear anywhere in the world. Okay. Kenya is amazing.
Oh, it's in human sage. After 2 soldiers disappear now Nigeria. How may appear now in England? After Prime Minister's England, Buffue born in Yuna, make appear here. May appear in Nigeria. And what on you got my name? On our film one ile. Okay, my eye will know what power, isn't it? But will our people think like you bring up a religious bigot, a religious fanatic, not bigot, a religious fanatic? I'll say, Mazi, you might not understand because these are things of the spirit. That Mazi, another dimension. Now, as I'm saying, one, that dimension, as long as I don't know what you are seeing me, I'm seeing you. You sleep, I sleep. I feel hungry, you feel hungry. You cannot stay 1 month, you don't eat, you don't drink water. The same like me. My phone, if it offs, if battery dies, I plug it in electricity. You cannot use your spiritual power in order to charge your battery. Sometimes I don't know. You see this religious mentality. See this superstition. If you don't kill it, it will continue putting us down. You are happy that you have American passports, but you are still thinking like a 7th century Homo sapiens. Like people that we are here maybe 2,000 years back. The way they think. They are still thinking like that. But you are happy to be American citizen. Where people use blood, revolutions, and build physically. Does that not make you to be ashamed of yourself? It should. To be ashamed as an African thinking like this. It should. Look at it. Zamfara, they killed somebody. They accuse him of witchcraft. The same way in our land, you see people, they go, hey, he used to tie people. Look at the key, lock a key, people's names. And you see, they will start beating somebody for nothing. Okay, why can't you even say, okay, let us learn, how do you do it? Does it work? Okay, show us how it works. That is how wise people behave. America is great today. Do you see hush puppy? Do you see hush people? The hush puppy. They caught him. He was arrested in Dubai. Hush puppy. Do you think it's easy to hack, to break into companies' accounts or break into banks electronically? Do you think it's easy? They caught him. And do you know what? They made a deal with him, American government. If you can show us how you are doing all these things, we will reduce your jail time. Otherwise, you will stay here and die in jail. They can sentence him to 200 years. That is America for you. And that is why they are great. Are you hearing me? And the guy said he has to save his life. Yes. He showed America, he taught them. Now, within a computer, he taught them how he used to break into company securities, banks securities in order to hack money. Do you think it's easy? Or when you want to get me? Man, and when you get such kind of black person, do you value anything? That's why that's why you are even black in the brain. That's the reason. Because you don't know how to learn from anything. You don't know. Go American government, they will teach you. Do you think they jail anybody like that? No. I think they gave him either 9 or 11 years. And soon he will come out. If he will come out soon. That's how they do. Because he taught them. Now, that teaching, that knowledge they got from him is more important to them than keeping him in jail by far. That is how it is done. But I will not Nigeria now. Okay, he fly. Pamper him, give him nice food, give him nice place to stay. Tell him, okay, you have witch, okay, show us how you could do this. We'll be paying, we'll be paying you. When you teach us, now we can use it in our village. We have Fulani headsmen that are attacking everywhere in the indigenous people's land, in everywhere in Nigeria. We can use you now, be witching them. But you don't think in this way. Hey, Bible say, suffer not a witch to live. Quran say, and you go sheepishly as you are being programmed, because every time you are fighting for foreign religion. Are you fighting for your own religion? Do you have any? Do you have God? And this shows you, where is your God? Do you have any God that resemble you? You come to this world as you accompany proselytes in the nation. You either defend the Arabian God as a Muslim, or you defend the European God, or Middle Eastern God, anyhow you call it, as a Christian. Or if you want now, bring Onyishoji, give him Hindu, you start defending Indian God. You're not going no India. America, Church of Mormon. Later they said, no, they defend Maroni. No, Onyishoji, do you have any initiative? Black person. Why do you have any initiative? Nothing. Even up to God, you don't have. No God, no angel resemble you. You see an angel, somebody now, for example, black person with wing, black like you, coming down from a sky. Hey, you run, say Satan. But you see the same thing as a white person. Hey, Ishek now you're saying Andy Mose Abiwana. Can't you be ashamed of yourself for once as a black person? You know, here we don't pity ourselves. Here is a revolutionary radio. We want your brain to be positively revolutionized so that you start thinking like a human being. Not seeing somebody that is tired, an old man or woman, you say is a witch because he's miserable, he's poor. These are things the Europeans practiced, but they came out of it. And today, as they reformed their brain, they start thinking straight. And you now travel to Europe and start, but these people are not religious like our people. Their Christianity is different. You don't know what it took them. That is the process we are going through. Are you hearing me? That is the process we are going through. Therefore, we want you to remove yourself from this superstition, fundamentally flawed mentality. This man that was accused of witchcraft, beaten in Zamfara by the mob. Imagine it's your father. Imagine it's your brother. Imagine. Anyway, as a religious fanatic, even if it's your brother, you say, hey, now which? Now that's why even if I sleep in the night, sometimes I dream, I see rat in the dream. You believe because you are a believer. You believe. We have gone away from this is no longer the time of belief. This is the time of knowledge. Am I here to know? That is how our ancestors were. They studied nature to know, to observe, to know. That is why they discovered many things. But this generation is belief. You believe. With faith, you have everything. Go with faith, have a Air Force One as a Air Force One. With faith, you have the beast. That is Trump Seka. With faith, claim it and you have it. The black people. Before I continue, let me read the memo. One memo from the Directorate of State, please, before I continue. Because sometimes mostly in Nigeria, you become discouraged. Say, why still human beings thinking like this? People will see, they will go say, oh no, he tie people, he lock key. Key is key, padlock is padlock. Black thread is black thread, red cloth is red cloth. These are things, it doesn't change. These are realities that do not change. But when you see red cloak, you interpret it to be is a sign of that you are now, that they are trying to pursue you. They are pursuing you to kill you. You start before you know, you start having stress. And you know that stress can increase your blood pressure. Do you know that? That is what religion can cause in our land. Always you are fighting. There is an enemy. You are fighting imaginary enemy. And they will not pinpoint to you who. It is now you. Every time they pump you. Tomorrow is Sunday. Oh, that your enemy. Pray that your enemy will die. Are you praying for an enemy from Italy die? Are you praying from a Swedish? Do you see a Swedish as your enemy? Is still that your brother? Is with your own mindset you'll be thinking, oh yes, there is one of my uncles that if I salute him, is what you. This is psychological. It's what you program you now. Inside you, you'll be contemplating, trying to search who is your enemy in the village, in your house. There's one of my uncle. If I salute him, he doesn't respond well. He might be up to something. They tell you, pray, fight, you will die, or you are in a warfare. You are not in any warfare, you are in the world. No spiritual warfare, it's physical. Russia is not fighting spiritual warfare. They use drone. They use different types of missiles. They use Grad missiles. They use different types of kamikaze drones and fighter jets and glider bombs. All kind physical. If boom, physical. Boom, boom, on your physical. They are not staying and say, okay, I command you. We are in spiritual warfare. No, please, our people should understand this. And for us to get out of this mental entanglement, I am telling you, that is the most difficult job. And that is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started, for your information. What you see happening, the awakening that is happening even in our land, it is courtesy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu via Radio Biafra that made people, you initiate. He initiated our people to start thinking. To start, he said, ask questions. Subject everything to the altar of reason. Ask, question everything. That is how you are a human being. You question everything, every phenomenon. Don't accept. They say, you accept. No, that is the job of a useless trader. Because on a shop, you're not manja. They say you accept it. We should innovate and mutate and remove ourselves from this situation. The Europeans passed through this. Worse, even worse. They started witch hunting. This thing you are hearing, witch hunting. Do you think it came from nowhere? It came from somewhere. The Christian church, they were witch hunting, the inquisitors. Go and study about them. How they burn people alive. If they go anywhere, they say, people, they brought out the witches. If they see old men and women, or people that are talking against the religion, they say these are witches. They say, suffer not the witch to live. They will burn them. Some, they give them different types of very cruel death, torture and death, till they die. They killed hundreds of thousands, if not millions, in Europe because of stupidity. Today, this is what Africans are suffering. And you want us to keep quiet? You want us to keep quiet? There's a Radio Biafra. If every other person or every other station keeps quiet, Radio Biafra will not keep quiet at all. Therefore, let me read this appointment memo from IPOB, from the Directorate of State. Appointment memo, 11th April 2025. The Directorate of State of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB Worldwide, hereby announce the appointment of the underlisted persons into the following positions. Number 1, Mazi Okaramado William has been appointed the new Biafra Land National Coordinator. Number 2, Mazi Philip Esomono is appointed the new Deputy Biafra Land Coordinator, National Coordinator, while Dr. Chiwendom Okadibo has been appointed the new Press Secretary to the IPOB Directorate of State. These appointments take immediate effect. All IPOB principal officers and family members in Biafra land in particular, and the family members worldwide are hereby directed to take note and accord the new national coordinator and his deputy all respect and support as they carry out their functions and discharge their duties as Biafra land national coordinator and deputy national coordinator respectively. Signed, Mazi Edoziem, Head of Directorate of State of the Indigenous People of Biafra. You've heard it. We have a new Biafra Land National Coordinator and his deputy, and also a press secretary, DOS press secretary. So, you've heard it. You've heard it. After the death, the demise, the murdering of our former late Biafra Land Coordinator, Ikechukwu Ugua. Very, very sad. But we continue because this is a movement. This is a movement. We learn. We should learn from what happened or what is happening in the Middle East. I'm just giving it as an example, just analysis. Hamas or Hezbollah, they killed their leader, and they, another person is appointed, takes over. They killed that one, another person takes over. That is how it is. If you think that the Nigerian government think that, oh, they kill this person and the whole thing collapses, they should think again. And if our people are also thinking that this struggle is hinged on one single individual, it means that you are still a toddler. You're a baby. You never come of age. This is a movement. Your support, your contribution, and mine makes it what it is. It is an institution. We should learn to build institutions, not building self. Do you see? There's something with Igbo people. They love to build individualism to be more important than building institution. Do you remember Ifanyoba? He formed the security outfit based on his own my own thing. The other day I preached that we are of age. We should be of age. After the war, we entered the trade. They pushed us. The only option we have is trading. Israel here. And they thought that we will be beggars. But we enter that trading and turn things around. We should advance. We should move forward. Not only stay in that same place. Doing my own thing. That is why when you look at some of our people that have their own private, private timelines for talking on social media. Some of them, not all. You see, they want to do their own thing, their thing. It is a disease in us. Doing your thing is okay, but build it, let it be synonymous to institution. Are you hearing me? But when he died, what happened? The the security outfit. It collapsed. Even they don't know who to pay them again. No, nothing. They don't know who to. They carry the whole weapon. Come to. I think there was a brawl that time. I think a maker for who said they should come hand over the whole thing, the whole weapons to him. They said no. So because the thing was not institutionalized, it's one person something. It's my thing. When you are no longer there, everything collapses because you build it around yourself. You didn't build the institution. Do you see why how we are still lagging behind? We think that we are wise, but we are still lagging behind in many ways. You build your business, we build our businesses, or centered on only us, me. Once maybe you are sick, you are dead, no more, a loot to everything, because you didn't build it as an institution. That even if you are not there, everything will be moving as if you are not there self. People build their businesses, it become institutionalized to the extent you, the CEO, you are receiving salary. There are terms and agreements. Your business now is paying you salary. Even if you are not there, everything will go well. Everything will continue as if nothing happened. But we never understand this because we never mature to this extent. Many of us. So we are still in that primary level of building our individual thing. Now, once you are no longer there, everything collapses. And people think that it is like that in IPOB. That it is like that in IPOB. IPOB is an international, worldwide movement. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is our leader. Is the face of this struggle. But nothing can stop it. Even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it in one of his broadcasts, that even he himself can never even stop IPOB. Even he himself, he said it. You had it in some of his broadcasts. Because it is an institution. He's there or he's not there, or the thing continues rolling until our goal is achieved. That is what Nigerian government did not understand. But I think now they are getting it. They are getting the message. They thought that if the rendition Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Igbo mountain, everything is centered on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, everything will collapse. That is their analysis. Or that was their analysis. They thought that, catch him, he is the center of gravity. He is the leader, everything hinges on him. Once he is gone, everybody, the ships will run away. Catch the shepherd, the ships will run away. But now they are understanding that they are mistaken. That IPOB has been grounded. The foundation is very, very solid. That even if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not there, since 4 years he's not there, but things are moving on. Things are rolling. That is why Nigerian government used different tactics. They brought criminals, paid criminals. They used money to change some people, some of our people, turn them into criminals. So that in order to blackmail IPOB, ESN, to make our people, the people hate ESN. And some of our people fell into this kindergarten trap. I call it kindergarten trap. But the issue is this: why I forgive some of our people is that brain, the way of thinking or level of thinking is not the same. That's it. You will see somebody that is learned, but you see that the way he's thinking when it comes to some certain issues, because when it comes to some certain issues like this, he is not seeing it. He cannot comprehend it. Do you see that? Nigerian government, they activated their stooges, their agents. They propped up criminality in order to blackmail ESN, IPOB. In the eyes of our people, they started kidnapping, killing our own people. Even when somebody tells them, I'm an IPOB member, they say, IPOB. They kill him, collect his car. Many of them. And you are telling me that this is ESN? Can't you think? You know, that is why here we make you that brain. You know, the brain. You need to think. You need to reason. The brain in your that brain, that soft thing in your brain, in your head. It is for reasoning, for thinking. You think, you reason. We poke it so that you reason. How can IPOB, ESN, for example, that was launched to protect our people, our farmland, against the Marwedian Fulani headsmen. Now they turn and start kidnapping and killing our own people. Even when you tell them that, oh, I'm an IPOB member in Ontario, in Canada, Ontario, thinking that they say you're IPOB member. Do you think that we come here to do IPOB? How much you have in your district? They collect your money from your account and collect your account, kill you. And people will think that it's still IPOB. It is Nigerian government work. They want to tarnish the image of IPOB in the eyes of our people. They carried out false flag operations. They did it during the war. It's part of war. I mean, it's part of war strategy. They did it during the war against our brothers in the riverine areas, and that is why they will tell you, hey, Biafran soldiers came in our land and attacked us, because they were not sophisticated enough to understand the rigorosity of warfare. They don't understand it. Many of our people think straightforward. Like this, just express road. So it is high time we understand the works of the enemy, the way they work. But the Nigerian government, they are not. I said they are coming to terms with the futility of everything they did or they are doing. They are coming to terms with the futility of what they did. That they miscalculated IPOB. I am telling you. So now, let me just read some news headlines. I wanted to talk on one topic, but let me see whether let me read some news headlines first. Edo State Governor Okpebolo gives to pressure, allocates 6 billion naira to compensate the North over mob the hunters incident. Do you see, once you have power, political power, and it is what I wanted to talk about today, the grand deception known as Western imposed democracy is what I wanted to talk. I will check whether there will be time. Now, you see, the power is centered in the North. When you come to power in Nigeria, Britain tipped the power to them. Anything you do, you cry, you start making noise, they keep quiet. They go under. They will go under and pressure, use their power, pressure the governor. He will give them money, and you are still making noise. He gave them 6 billion, allocate 6 billion naira in order to compensate them. And also, he have, for your information, he has sacrificed, I think, 14 or 16. Either 14 of those vigilantes. They will kill them. They will torture them, Now, let me see how many of them they were given. He gave them, I think, 14 or 16 of them. And he went to beg. Whereas you are just making noise on the streets, on social media. No, we not agree. No, it's not them. But they have given them, they have gotten more than even they requested. The whole people that are being killed, massacred in Enugu, does the Enugu governor did he cough? What of the people that are being killed every day in Ondo, in Ekiti, in Benue, in Plateau, in Kogi? Do they cough? Do you see the difference? No compensation, nothing. Do you see that?
And you want us to continue being like this? You want us to continue being like that? No, the answer, we will not continue like this, please. And for your information, come Wednesday, being the, I think, 16th, I will be hosting a very important program with one of our brothers, please, by 7:30 p.m. Wednesday. It's very important. You invite even other nationalities in Nigeria, mostly the Hausa and other northern nationalities, please. It's very important. Because we need to expose the Fulani for who they are. We need to expose them for who they are. So on Wednesday, being the 16th, by 7:30 p.m., we'll be there for this program. We'll be there for this program. Therefore, we must continue. As I was, let me read a bit on all this. He said, Edo State Governor Okpebolo caves to pressure allocates 6 billion to compensate the North over mob hunters incident. They compensate the North. Have you ever seen compensation of the South? Have you ever seen it? Because they divided us into pieces. Edo State Governor Okpebolo caves to pressure allocates 6 billion to compensate the North over mob hunters incident. The executive governor of Edo State, Governor Monday Okpebolo, has reportedly caved to pressure and softly made an official decision to compensate families of the 16 mobbed alleged northern hunters with the sum of 6 billion naira from the state coffers in order to douse tension and threats from the North. No, they call not. But when have you ever seen where they kill somebody in the North? They call it a Southerner. South. Go on the South. No. There they start Igbo. Or Igbo or Yoruba. Igbo. They make sure that name, they divide you into. Look at how. Let me play what I played before. Look, just listen. Just let me play. It's this Adamawa man, former this thing, senator of Adamawa, Elisha Abo. Listen to what he said. Elisha Abo. When you come to their place, the Fulani is dealing with them, decimating his community. But listen, say that they come as not.
We feel strongly too. We feel strongly too that the man who owned the fowl we feel strongly that the man who owned the fowl should not eat the head. We feel strongly that the North chunked out over 63.3%.
The North. Do you see? Have you ever seen where senators talk openly and say the South? I want you to ponder. The only time I had South being mentioned politically or by politicians was 2020. I said that was the only time, 2020, when they immediately after the NSAS revolution or failed revolution, they gather just to deceive our people that they are doing something. Now they form the Southern Governors Forum. All hell broke loose from the North, from the Fulani Caliphate. All hell broke loose. As if their mother had been killed.
what is happening, you don't know, because they answer the north, and our side, they say the south. It become a problem. They say, no, why should you call yourself south? Why should you be together? Continue being divided. You are meant to be divided. Don't be together. Igbos make on a Yoruba on a one state, which Yoruba that killed you during the war. You know, they started digging out ethnic division past the things that, you know, to raise emotions. Why? And you start one that thing that time. Sometimes I'll be watching. I say, why? Which means this thing is so important to them. These divisions in our land is their life, that they will never allow us to be together. Do you remember during the time of Nnaemwodo, when he was the chairman of Ohaneze Ndigbo? Do you remember one time he said Ohaneze Ndigbo had a meeting together with the middle betters? Have you forgotten? You know, many of us used to forget. Have you forgotten? And his flight, I think it was in Lagos. They supposed to go to either Enugu or Makurdi or something like that. Fly that day. They are waiting for them in the middle bed to be together, discuss things, because everybody, the whole people are suffering the same thing. Fulani is attacking everybody. So now they join together. They told the airport authority never to allow them to board, never to allow their flights to move. Order from above. All these things, it made me start thinking. I said, so this thing, why are these people preventing? As if they have been deprived of something. All of them went to all their, you know, they went berserk. You see them coming every minute on national television, telling Igbos why they should not allow Yoruba to be together with us. I say, oh, this is the secret. They see our unity as a threat, and they see it, and they have to fight. As they are talking on threatening, they are also doing something behind closed doors. Threatening also with a political position, with money, giving money exchanging hand to make sure that we continue being divided. Are you hearing me? To continue being divided, because our division, our separations is their progress. Are you getting what I'm saying? The division they put inside us is like a virus. It made us sick. We are sick, and they are healthy. Our sickness is their health. Division to piecemeals. So this man, Elisha Abu, is saying that all of them, the northern politicians, that they went to meeting together. They don't care their political affiliation, whether it's PDP or ANC or APC. They came together to discuss matters, how they will tackle Tinubu, how to honor to themselves. Notwithstanding that this, some of them are minorities that are suffering from Fulani onslaught. Their people are being killed, butchered, but they are together as not. Do you see that? Are you going to tell me that you are wiser than this type of people? Do you know that being together is advancement, is civilization? I used to say it here all the time. Being able to be organized, bringing your individual ego down so that our collective ego will come up. Our principles will suffice. Do you think it's easy? It's not easy now. That is civilization. Oh yeah, is part of advancement in human character. When you see some of our people, that's why they do my thing. I no go. No. I no go accept them. Now the way they do, I no go accept it. Because you are primitive. That is it. Primitivity is inorganizability, anarchy. You are doing your thing. You think your thing is the best. You don't care. Oh, it's that your thing. You continue it. You don't care to bring the no. Cool down. Let us, our movement, our group. Let us do it like this. Bring down that you are this thing, so that we do it like this. It is better for the betterment of our collective self. Say no, waiting. No. That's why they do. That's why I be my human being. That's why I be now. No. I cannot. Because there is no difference between you and the chimpanzee. You are primitive. You think you sabi something? No. You are primitive. That is how it is. Are you hearing me? That is why I will read what Ibrahim Traore said on 7th of this month. He said something. I put it as when I want to go to the subject matter. He said that democracy never develops any country. As at face value, you might not understand, but when you continue researching, make you say, "Hey, he nailed it." No country has developed under democracy. He said that democracy is a result, not the process. It's the result. I will go into that in a jiffy. So this man is saying that they're not. They don't care about their political affiliation, whether you are PDP or you are. They now unite themselves under the North in order to discuss something that is how the North should progress. You that is listening to me, check our people. Can they do it? Can they do it? This one, look at what Mwike is doing in River State. For him, he is so powerful, but he don't know that he's the same. Even orangutan is better than him. I'm telling you. When you are destroying your place, you say you are strong. Take that your strength and push it outside. That is what the Europeans did, for your information. When they were fighting too many wars, Europe fights 30 years war, 100 years war. Yeah. They wanted to kill themselves into extinction. When they started receiving the awakening message, their brain started coming up, trying to absorb, to remove superstition. Now, they started understanding, say, look, instead of us killing ourselves, let us use this force. Move outside. Let us push our people outside. Let them go outside Europe, and any people, that brutality, let them commit it there. Oh, why the start of this their voyage, the era of discovery. They sent Aburus, people that have to call, that are causing problem in Europe. People that this no, I cannot accept. They say, okay, we don't worry, we built a ship for you. And I want men of Maya send her across the sea, or you go and discover. And they went. That is why the Europeans exerted the highest, the largest, or the highest form of brutality to mankind in the world history. The Europeans. Are you hearing me? The Europeans, not the Arabs. The Europeans. They exerted the worst brutality that mankind has ever recorded. The Europeans did it. This is what they would have been doing themselves. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So, instead of us to be, attacking ourselves, we use that power and do it to others. That is the policy of the Europeans. That is why they came to Africa. They don't see us as human beings. They went to the America. They don't see them, the indigenous people, as human beings. They kill them for fun because they were perverts. This was what they would have been doing in their homeland in Europe. Do you see that? Do you see that? That is the policy of the North. They don't care which party you are. They don't care. What matters is we the North. Can you do like them? Do you have that kind of type of mentality? The answer is no. Because you are looking for only for you. I say, look at in IPOB. Some people correct them. No way. They will do it their own way. It's their thing. It's their platform. That is the way they want it. They will do it like that. Who are you to correct them? Who are you to do? Who is IPOB? That is the problem. That is the problem. Listen.
Not chunked out over 63.3% of total vote cast in favor of the current administration, and we believe that the North also could have been compensated when it comes to projects and other issues. However, what we meet to discuss today is the future of the North as a League of Northern Democrats.
They are not talking of future of Nigeria. They are talking of future of the North. Can certain politicians come out and start discussing, say we are discussing about the future of the South? No. Now ask yourself, you and them, the South and the North, who is more political wiser? If Yoruba man no attack Igbo man, I will say na Igbo man or more Igbo, na you this and that. Can you do it? The answer is no. They are wiser. They are able to turn down their differences, relegate their differences, their individual differences to the background, and now come and say, no, we must face our North. It's a lesson. It's a lesson. Whereas you no. You man do this, you do that, you do. Can you since 2020? What happened to Southern Governors Forum? What happened to it now? Because they threatened you and you stopped. They were scared stiff, mostly the Igbo governors. That time, Ugwuanyi didn't even attend any one of the meetings. I think the meeting held 2 or 3 times. He didn't attend because he was scared stiff. Our division is to the advantage of our detractors. But how do you rectify it? That is why we start by IPOB. That is why if you are a member of IPOB, you see, obedience is better than sacrifice. I say obedience, loyalty to the cause, to the rule of law of IPOB, rules and regulations. Some people might see that you are, think, oh, you are mumu. No, you are not. You are loyal, you are obedient, you are disciplined. Are you hearing me? You are disciplined. Do you remember sometime? Yes, let me give this example. Do you remember some time ago, Mazi Jonathan came here, I hosted him here on this platform and announced the suspension of religious discussion. Individually, as an individual, he pained me, of which I confronted Mazi Jonathan. But order is order. I know many people that called me privately. I don't agree. No. If it's like that, I said, no, I laugh. I laugh. I said, no. this is a test. It's not like that. We must be obedient. Sometimes that obedience will hurt you as an individual, but that is the price you pay for our collective interest. That is how it is. Some people even use it to do program. It's only Mazi Jonathan they can do. If it is me, hey, no person can control, because you're an animal. That's why you cannot be controlled. It's only wild animal that can never be controlled. All of us, if order is given, it might even go against your personal private interest in that thing. That is why many of our people, they jump fence, because they are wild beasts. They behave. There is no difference between them and wild beasts. They believe that my thing. No. How can you tell who is that to come on? No. I'm doing my thing. I beg. There is no difference. And you see the people, they think that they are wise or they are civilized. They are behaving as wild, wild animal. No here, no be no here. Not anunulo. Anulo, you can control him. But wild beast, how can you control him? That is it. So after everything, it was lifted. That is how it is. But when you vex, because you are sentiment, and that is how it is. That is to show that the movement is bigger than you as an individual. Sometime in the war, the commander will see what is coming, because he sees beyond you. Order will come from above, say you people should pull back. You as an individual that have a RPG, that I will say, why no, let us move, we can clear them. You say, hey, move backwards, run, go back, tactical retreat. You start saying, but there you obey. That is how it is, because there is something more bigger. That is it. So when you are not controllable, you are acting. There is no difference between you and wild jackal, not forest one. How can you control it? So that is it. These people, they are able to control. It doesn't matter how Fulani is killing them, but Fulani managed to bring all of them. They are under one umbrella when it comes to politics. Are you hearing me? It doesn't matter what they are suffering among themselves, but they are able to come and give a common ground. Common face. That we are talking about the North. Can you do that about the South? The answer is no. Let me finish playing it.
Irrespective of our party affiliation, you see SDP, PDP, Labour Party, all of us we met today, and the communique will be made available to the press as the convener and the chairman of the occasion have already put across.
That is it. They come together because they are more civilized. When I talk about civilization, it's like that is it. Being able to coordinate together, being able for each individual to bring down that his individualism, lower it, so that we portray our collectivity. That is what is pushing Europe to development. They lower their individualism, and their collectivity becomes number one. That is why I say there is nothing like I, unless we. Are you hearing me? Now, let me quickly go into what I said. The grand deception, that is the topic of today. Today is the 12th day of April 2025. The grand deception, that I will European Saturday. The grand topic is the grand deception known as Western imposed democracy. Now, I will start by reading what Traore, the head of state, the Burkina Faso
Burkinabe head of state, what he said, please. I will start with that. I will start with that, please. Now, he said, that was on 7th April, 4 days back, or 5 days ago, sorry. No country has developed under democracy. And that is true. No country has developed under the so-called democracy which is being purveyed by the Europeans today, imposing on Africa. No country. President of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahima Traore, said the country is undergoing a popular progressive revolution and not operating under a democratic system. He added that it is difficult to pinpoint a country that has developed practicing democratic rule. Traore made the disclosure during a flag-raising ceremony at the Kuluba Palace last week. He said, if we have to say it loud and clear here, we are not in a democracy. We are in a popular progressive revolution. We must necessarily go through a revolution, and we are indeed in a revolution. So this question of democracy or libertinism of action or expression has no place. As much as you think you are free to speak and act, the other is free to also speak and act. And there we end up with a society in order. That is anarchy. Are you listening? Are you getting what this young man is saying? The youngest president. Are you listening to what he's saying? He said that no country has ever developed through this their so-called democracy. And that's truth. America, you see, because many people will call America. America is a product of revolution. Is a byproduct of European revolution, the Renaissance. For your information, they experimented on the principles of European revolutions and it worked. Are you hearing me? It also, they wumbled, America wumbled until almost 1 century they enter into a very dirty and serious civil war. That is it. It's a process. So, when some people will say, no, America, no. America is a product of European revolution. They learned from, because they are Europeans. George Washington, all of them, they used to attend the revolutionary meetings in Europe. That is where they had all these things. And now they took the policy or the mantra that all people, all human beings, all men are born equal. And if given equal opportunities, they can even do more better than those you call nobles. So they rejected the system of the ancient Europe, which was that time also rejected by many countries, like France. They abolished this thing, monarchy system in France outright. Napoleon Bonaparte came later. He came and he crowned himself as a monarch, which they fought him later and he lost. It was a process. So America did not start democracy, no. America applied the principles of European revolution and they used it to build the country, and it worked. It worked for them. It was an experimental country, for your information. Are you hearing me? Because it was never indigenous. They were never indigenous. No. They were settlers. So they have to experiment on something. Which type of government are we going to agree on? Because they were settlers. They were colonialists or colonists in America. They were not indigenous people.
Are you seeing that? So, if you say democracy, and what is democracy? Democracy simply means majority rule, people's power. That is the simple definition of democracy. A form of government in which political power is vested in the people or the population of a state. And the political power is the legitimacy by the people to take charge of their collective destiny through elected representatives or mass revolution. It is the ability to influence or direct the actions, beliefs, or conduct of actors. Now, when you say democracy simply means majority rule or people's power. Now, when you give people, when people that are not civilized have power, what do you think? That is, what do you think? Everybody will want to use it for his own personal gain. You see that you cannot use democracy to develop, as like what is happening in Nigeria. Any person that enters to be a local council or councillor, he is there to make money. Because he believes that now his turn. People are not matured enough, the population, to understand what it means to hold political power. People are not enlightened enough about governance. And that is what we are doing here on Radio Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said something many times. He said, the purveyors or the fighters of African independence, the flag independence fighters of Africa, the very fatal mistake they did is they never accompanied that fight for independence with the education that it requires. That is why we don't want to make that mistake. Are you hearing me? It's just like you give a child, a kid of 4 years, you give him a pistol, with live ammunition. He might think that it's toy. You can come and you'll be playing with with his father or his brother and shoot him, because he don't know the value. He don't know. He's not matured enough to understand it. So, for people to understand that the power that is on them as a people in a democracy, they need to upgrade. They need to be matured enough, mentally matured, in order to understand that, look, we are the people. And power belongs to the people. With that power, we need to build a country. That is what it means. So you cannot just give say democracy. You give orangutan. So yeah, in a jungle like Nigeria, oh, yeah, you democracy. They don't even know. Everybody look at the failed revolution. They were talking about NSAS. Before you know, they started breaking warehouses, people's shops, and stealing. Because they are not mentally mature to understand what they are engaging. What matters to them is what they will steal tomatoes and rice and maggi to go and cook and eat. Because they are not mature, they are toddlers. They are just like wild beasts that are not groomed. Because they are not mentally engaged enough. They are not educated mentally. They are not awakened mentally to understand that, look, this fight we are engaged is a fight that will bring development to us and our future generations. They don't think that way because they are not matured enough. What they are seeing is there is this warehouse. Oh yeah. Everybody will be stealing, carrying. Before you know, they mess up that revolution. They mess it up because it is in the brain, it is in the head. This is why Radio Biafra is engaged in teaching, raising our awareness to understand that we need to build a system. We need to before building a viable system, you must be matured mentally in order to understand the importance of that viable system to the people. You must understand it. If you don't understand it, you cannot. That's why sometimes somebody will call you from the zoo. When you start talking about what is happening, how he says, nah, because brother, how can that one? Nigeria, now we go change Nigeria beg. And I need to go to Mego because he don't understand. What matters to him or her is that thing is going to get now and eat now because they are not matured enough mentally to understand that thing is asking you that had it been if we suffer and build a viable system, you don't need to. He will not engage in it because the system will be providing it. Are you hearing me? Look at the so-called democracy in Nigeria. Look at anybody that enters power, winner wins it all. He grabs it all. Loser loses it all. That's why I saw in some time ago during a local council or what do they call it? Local government election. In one person, he said he was crying, shedding tears. He was a candidate as a local government chairperson. He said, I won the, according to the result, I say, I won the election. Look at the list with me. But before you know, they are reading, INEC was reading another thing that he didn't even know where they bring it from. He was crying like a baby. Somebody was videoing. Many of us saw the video. Because he invested. Orangutan think that, entering government, entering into political circle is about making his individual money. That is it. And the Nigerians have accepted it. It is the normality. Now, are you a senator? Now, a senator, now you be on boards now. These are billionaires. That is it. And that is what they are doing. In the Senate, the remunerations of a senator, they calculated it up to almost 1 billion naira per year. One person. Whereas they are not able to pay 70,000 naira to a minimum wage. Don't you see that? It's the mentality. That's why when you say you blame, people are blaming politicians in Nigeria, I say no. I'm not blaming only the politicians. I blame the population because the population do not understand. They are not mentally, matured enough to understand what it means to be a citizen. They don't understand. If majority of people's mentality in Nigeria change, they will rise up and pursue the politicians. They are very few. They will not fear death. They will rise up and hold a successful revolution. But they cannot do it because they are not matured. Do you see that? Now, Nigerians believe that, look, once you enter into office as a politician, as a political class, it's for making money. That is the mantra in everybody's head. I say every Nigerian person's head is what is in his head. How do you think that kind of place can function? How do you think that it can develop? Simple electricity, Nigerians don't ask for electricity. They don't rise up and ask. We must have electricity. At least take every other thing but give us electricity. They don't do. Is it not the same thing that is happening in the church? You be in a church whereby the pastor or the dadjio is the richest person in that church. And the people love it. The members love it. They are suffering. Miserable members. They are the ones contributing for the flamboyant lifestyle of this person. It's the same thing. The political class in Nigeria. The same thing. The same orientation. Exactly the same. They are happy. The miserable people contributing to these scammers calling themselves the Jews, they are happy that God is blessing the man. They don't know that it is them that are blessing him. They don't know that if tomorrow you go to church, even if it is a 200 naira you give, another person give 1,000. Another person give 100 naira. Before you know, the whole 5,000 people gather it. That Sunday he will not go with less than 10 million naira. They don't know. They say God will bless him. He will be wearing clothes, costly clothes, whereas you carry your problem, come and now they tell you that don't worry, God will solve your own problem. Don't you see that there is something that is remaining in the head? There is something. You are not even complete human enough. Because if you are human, you will start reasoning and thinking. That is exactly the same way the politicians have conditioned the Nigerians that look, as a senator, you have it's normal thing. You have a Prado Jeep that they give to you 160 million naira Prado Jeep. And you change it, it's been changed every year. You have everything you want in life. So other people ordinary people are traders and miserable people. A country where more than three quarter are living below poverty line. Their politicians are the richest politicians, the senators, richest senators in the whole world. They receive the highest salary and remunerations in the whole world, not in Africa, in the whole wider world. You don't know? Because the people are not matured enough to understand that, look, power belongs to them. No, they don't. They are still kindergarten. They are still kindergarteners. They don't know. That's why we educate ourselves here. Are you hearing me? You know, it's just like, for example, a boy that lost his very rich father early when he was maybe a year old. Now, one family living in his own house, in his own father's house, brought him up. Now, start giving him, things he need, and he is thankful of them without knowing that he is the owner of all those things, without being educated, without being awakened about all those. He will not know. He will not know. But any day once he mature, any day he knew, any day he knows, I'm telling you, he will be mad. Say, so I'm the owner of everything, whereas I think that you people are doing me, they will be threatening himself, maybe because he didn't know. We will push you away, your father have died. But any day he knows, he understands, things will change. That is what we are trying to do. To make people understand. To make people know their position as citizens, as the people. That is what we are trying to do. Are you hearing me? That is what we are trying to do here on Radio Biafra London. For you to take your position. Because as I was saying, democracy means majority rule, people's power. People have the power. Because it is people in a democracy. The constitution is the highest, the norm. But it is only people that are more than the constitution. The population, I don't know whether you understand it. That is why people can rise up and go and dethrone a democratically elected president or prime minister of their country. The population, they say, to hell with the constitution. Because the constitution is written for the people. It is not people for the constitution, no. Anytime the people rise up, they say, no, this constitution will no longer, you are useless. They will go. That is why you see in Sri Lanka the other time, people went basic and went and dethroned, they brought down the prime minister. And the woman ran away. Sheikh Sakina or something like that. She ran away. Because it is only the people that have the authority to dethrone constitution. They made it in a democracy. But when people are not matured enough to understand what democracy means, there is no democracy. What you think as democracy will turn to another thing, as it have turned in Nigeria. It have turned to another thing in Nigeria, and it is to the best interest of the ruling class. It is to their best interest. Are you hearing what I'm saying? It is to their best interest. Now, I want you to hear this. I know all of them, when they are not this thing, they will be exposing. But that is it. Listen to the money Tinubu has been borrowing, or some of it. What is it? What is it for? Do you remember when Donald Trump, when he canceled the USAID? He mentioned some of the things used by that money. As it is written on record, though. Very ridiculous. Listen.
Even the greatest countries in the world, America, Japan, China, all are big borrowers. But they borrow for physical, tangible, and accountable projects that you spread and pay over time. But my worry is not even in the borrowing, it's what you borrow for. Let me give you quickly a rundown of what I check.
Listen, it's Alindume running through some of the things. Tinubu borrowed money from either IMS, World Bank, or China, or all of them. Just listen.
23, $500 million was borrowed for women program to scale up what they call NPWPLC.
These are things that, let me tell you, the world order. This is why IMF is there. Once they will push you to borrow you money to do for nonsense. That is it. But say, okay, I want to borrow money to develop one local technology. You mentioned it, one local technology of maybe combined harvester that somebody invented or built, and I want to mass produce it in my country. IMF will never borrow you. They will never lend you money. They will never. Because they know that it is for the country's development. They will never. They want you to borrow money so that to promote Ndinapontu. Are you hearing me? They want you to, once you come there, they borrow you. Empowerment of women, this and that. They borrow you because that is what they want. They know that they only have one Egerike. They know all these programs are Egerike. Woman empowerment to woman equality, as they say it. And you see, I don't see in Ukraine how men and women are equal. They are capturing men on the street to force them to go to war. Now, no more women equality. Women equality. When it comes to dying, they say no, women are separate. No, they are no, they are no more equal. We don't go and fight for your country and die. Sometimes I'm telling you. In Ukraine, have you ever seen where they capture young girls to go on the? Is it not every time they say woman equality? Hey, woman! This is a fake lie from the pit of hell. They are just promoting nonsense. There's no way men and women will be equal. Everybody have their role to play and should be respected and be protected. But when you say equality, no. It's a lie from the pit of hell. Look at what is happening in Ukraine. On the sea, they'll pack any man, any boy, man they see till from 18 to 60 years. They capture you. You are going to the front. Forceful conscription. They don't do it to women. Where are the purveyors of women equality? It's when everything is going well now. Now we are equal. That is nonsense. That is rubbish. So all these things is what Tinubu is borrowing money. They will just write anything and say, oh yeah. IMF know that they are sharing the money. That everything is rubbish. They give you because they know that that is democracy now. That is the democracy. After all, he's an elected president, isn't he? Isn't he? Do they talk anything about developing local technology? Nothing. IMF will not even look at you. They will not borrow you. Oh, now. Because you pay back. You have guarantee. Oil is there. You have guarantee now. So they will give you. Because they know that money is just lost money. But to put the country into more debt, indebtedness. That is the Western conspiracy. We know all these things. Go on, listen.
Can you see that? Can Nigerians see it? Where are the women? Then on June 23rd, the same day, $800 million was borrowed to cushion the impact of high petrol prices after fuel subsidy removal. How? Where? Then on September 23rd, 2003, under the same government, $700 million was borrowed again for adolescent girls' initiative for learning and empowerment.
All these are borrowed by President of Nigeria. They know what they are doing. And is to put all these things you are hearing, all this money amounts you are hearing, is putting people into more poverty. That is why they can disturb you. They call you, sister, brother, beg, send money. Nothing there here. This country don't scatter. Nothing. These are the causes. But do Nigerians know? No, they don't care. They don't care. Everybody wants to. No. I beg. I don't want no. Now you go change Nigeria. Do you see the people you want democracy? That is why Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, he said, no country developed through democracy. He said, democracy is a result. I will read it later. I will read more of it. I will continue. He said, you have to direct the people. You have to, first of all, enlighten the people for them to understand what it means to be democratic. Now, that democracy is a result, not the process. Are you hearing me? Come to what we are doing. When you tell people, so let us focus and do like this, they say, no, I have my platform. Can I? No, who can command me? I beg. He will go on there and start talking another thing because he's on his own platform. Is that democracy? It's anarchy. It's anarchy, not democracy. It's insubordination, not democracy. No, I know how to do it. It's my thing. It's complete anarchy because we cannot flow. Where you are in Europe, it is everything is controlled. Do you see that? Everything you are doing is controlled. Some European countries, even like Austria, you cannot live any house you want or any apartment you want. No, they will come. You have to justify it. You have to justify it. You cannot, maybe as a single person, as a bachelor, you go and hire 3-bedroom flats. Who are you? What are you working? They will check, what are you working to pay all this? Are you hearing me? If you are married, now you apply. Now they come and check. You have to live. You upgrade from that one studio. Now live 2-bedroom flat because now you are getting married and you look for another job that is, if your job is not everything is, that is control. You must be under control. That is how things work. And that is what is democracy. It's a result. Democracy is not what you are thinking. Oh, I have I have my right. And that is anarchy. That is animalistic behavior is anarchy. Is it not democracy? Is Tinubu not democratically elected in Nigerian style? Is it not a democratically elected, for your information? A democracy where somebody that a non-CIA agent, CIA asset, a criminal that CIA know, they say remove the bring out the fire, release the fire to is going to be on our on top of everybody. Give us the file so that we know who our president was, what he did. CIA open mouth and say, tell Nigerians, no, cannot do it. This man is our agent, he's our asset. It will, if we release his file, it will endanger other secret assets we have everywhere. They will no longer have trust on CIA. They will say, as they did to Buhari, they will open up. Because if they release it, Nigerians will, although I'm not talking about Nigerians, Amechi said, Nigerians, nothing worries them. They would still defend him. No, Igbo man want to cause a problem. No, our turn. That is it. So there is nothing the Nigerians can do. They will defend him anyway. But for record purposes, they say no, they are not going to release it. And he is there. That is why he is doing his thing. He's doing his thing. Nigerians only, they will come yap. Somebody will yap. They will give you, Nigerian politicians, they know how to deal with Nigerians. They will give you one person in the cinema. Why gotta give him? They will put one film for you, on one film for you. This one they call very dark man. They now push him, promote him as the savior of every Nigerian. He will. From anywhere. The government, Nigerian, the caliphate, they will just be laughing. Say, oh yeah, he will save all of you. Oh yeah. If you have problem, you don't need the police because police doesn't work. You don't need this. Go and meet VDN. He will save you. Have you forgotten Brekete family? How many years, if not decades, you have been functioning? What happened? One person will save everybody. Nigeria is a farce. Nigerians are even more. Nigerians are the problem, even the mentality. They will bring one. Hey, no, he is going to save. Oh yeah, anything. Oh yeah, report to me. I'm going. How? Who are you? And, in a country that institutions should be working, they are not working. Now you are hoping is one person that will work. That is a joke. I'm telling you. Now let's continue listening, please.
Then, on December 23rd, the same thing, $750 million borrowed through what they call renewable energy scale-up.
All this money is calling. It's money that, you know what is $750 million? Almost $1 billion is borrowing, just like the Nigerians know anything. Do they understand? They are programmed to be eating themselves of their flesh. Eating themselves raw. If you don't, they say, politicians now them get money now. Because they didn't. How can you give democracy to people that does not even understand what is democracy? That the power belongs to them. Okay, if they get that power, what do they do? You are seeing it now. You are seeing who oppose them. I say even if only 2 people remain in Imo State, he will continue. He will rule them. Because that is his democracy. That is his mentality. That is the way he understands it. Carry a pig, go and wash him, wear him white suit. A pig is a pig. The only thing is, the first thing is to educate people. That is what Traore was saying. Educate the masses. Make them understand the importance of collectivity, the importance of the discipline and the governance. Once you do it to them, once you enlighten them and they catch up with it, finish. Now the resultant effect will be democracy. Because it's a respect to the rule of law. It's a democracy. This one we respect, he will know his limits. Now the country will be progressing. But when you don't, people that what matters to them is what they will eat today, they are looking for. You are telling them about democracy or people's power. They will use that power to rob bank. They say, "Oh boy, give me that power. I will use it to go and blow central bank to collect money." They will make caricature with it because they don't understand it. Here on Radio Biafra, we educate.
Then June 24th, 2024, 1.5 billion was borrowed.
$1.5 billion.
Nigeria's reform for economic stabilization to enable transformation.
That one sounds very spurious, I have to be honest.
Okay, you see. Then in June 24th, $750 million again was borrowed for immediate financial and technical support for efforts to stabilize economy and to scale up support to the poor and most economically at risk. Then, on September...
Well, they would argue, that particular one, that they've been making payments to a lot of poor people.
So, investment, you collect money from World Bank. Look at what a journalist is saying. A president will collect money from World Bank just to pay stipends to some poor people. I don't know. Are we really in this world? Because money, you build money, you invest on things that will bring out money. Now, which means you just borrow money to eat, to feed. You go to bank now and borrow money for you and your family to feed, to be feeding. You sit down and be feeding. You go to the bank and borrow 5 million naira, for example. That 5 million naira is for feeding. Does it make sense at all? Do you know the reason why all these things are going with impunity going on? Because the Nigerian population, they don't understand what is democracy even. They don't understand that power have to belong to the people. Not this, that this president is a servant. That they are servants. They don't understand that being a senator does not give you the right to be, collecting huge sums of money every month. No. They don't understand it. For Nigerians, once you're a politician, Ibu goes now. The same way church members believe, or their mentality is, their pastor must be rich. You will see, look at even Reverend Fathers. If they bring any Reverend Father to your diocese or to your community, the first thing is, you people must buy him car. You will see people that never get private car before in this world, they will contribute money to buy that person car. Don't you see? Because people don't understand. People are not enlightened enough to understand how things work. So they program them the way they want them to be. These politicians, politicians and religious leaders, program them, their brain, the way they want them to be. Here on Radio Biafra, what we are doing is reprogramming, trying to reverse the program, so that you understand that you shouldn't be messed up with. You shouldn't be, you shouldn't be a machine that should be programmed. You think, you reason. You see in a church, Reverend Father, whereas maybe 70% or more than of the people that are contributing that money, they never owned a car before. What does it mean? It is a slave master and slave relationship. Now, how people will challenge this is for them to understand the first. Arm themselves with mental capability, with reasoning. That is what changed Europe. That is why Europe is progressing. Because the people became awake They became awakened. They said no. They started checkmating their politicians. That's why in many European countries, a senator there, a parliamentarian, even his salary is lesser than a teacher. What you call ordinary teacher. A parliamentarian receives lesser salary than a teacher. What is it? It's ordinary. He's doing his job as a parliamentarian. He go, he debates, he's doing his job. You go to a coffee shop, you can meet a senator, a minister there. So, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just like as you can meet a doctor. The same way you can meet a teacher. That is it. Because the mentality of their people has been broadened. They were awakened. So they now start going like that. If you enter, don't you see some time ago, I think last 2 years, which I read here on the news, a cabinet minister of Macron, Emmanuel Macron, resigned. He was forced to resign. Why? Because he did a birthday party of his, whether his wife or his daughter. And inside the party, they served the shrimp, crayfish, fresh crayfish, with some wine. They say, somebody videoed it, and they say, so this man can drink this wine in his birthday party, whereas we, the electorates, cannot even afford this wine. Who born him? Do you see the mentality? The people now everywhere are fire. Now Macron say, I beg, man, I no face. Before I go make a problem, I beg. Oh yeah, go. He resigned. Do you see how they checkmate politicians? Do you see that the problem is not the politicians, it's the people? Do you see that? The people rose up and said, no, how can this be? Before, if had it been Macron wanted to defend him, they will bulldoze him, here we go. Do you see that? That is the mentality. That is what we are trying to do here, to make you understand your role as a citizen, that you are not a lesser human being. It is only programmed, they program you to be lesser, and you accepted it. The same way they did to you in the church. You'll be there, at the GO, every time you come out, you'll be wearing suit of $10,000. Whereas that $10,000, if they give it to you, it will start a business for you. But it's changing every week. It's changing different. It can change suit for 1 year without wearing what he wear today till another 365 days. And you are clapping that God is blessing him. You don't know that it is you that is blessing him. It is a condition. They condition your brain. Here we open your eyes and open your brain so that you start reasoning. Because that brain you have is not for fancy. It's not jara. It's for thinking, for reasoning, for making sure that you reason. Some certain things you look at it critically and say, oh, now, wow, this is not supposed to be like this. That is critical thinking. It is what our leader has started here to push us into critical thinking and subjecting everything to the altar of reason, to ask questions, to question everything. That is how human beings come out with the best, with his best. So let me finish it.
Where are the poor people?
Some of their cash transfers and things like that.
Look, whenever you're doing something, if it is true, somebody will come out to say thank you.
But are these loans, are they approved by the National Assembly? I mean, do they pass through your Senate for
No,
approval?
not to my knowledge. But as I said, when you total these borrowings, the figure I got here is about $9.45 billion, which translates to about 13 trillion.
13 trillion naira.
And as I said, I mentioned most of them. These are items that are either intangible, those items are not.
That is the money a democratically elected person is borrowing and useless in. 13 trillion. This is the few ones, I think, for few months he mentioned. 1 or 2 months. If they open what he is continue borrowing, because it's a business. Once you enter office as a Nigerian president, it becomes a business between you and the world order. He said, nah, that place big, everything is big, population big, money big, you borrow money big. If others are borrowing, other countries are borrowing, for example, Ghana can borrow $10 million. Nigeria will borrow 1 billion for the same problem because everything is big. So you borrow, you share, you have kickbacks, give kickbacks to some IMF officials, to American officials, and they laugh. Nah, we protect you. You are our agent. Do you know why they are able to be doing this with impunity? Because Nigerians are not awakened yet. Their brains are not mature to understand what governance means. Are you hearing me? That is why people are quiet. Any person that wants to rise up, they know what to do. The politicians, they use ethnicity, bring you down. Or if they can't, they use a religion. Say, no, this one Christian, or this one Muslim, or this one. I beg, and so they talk. Others will follow him. To pull yourself out of misery, it is a duty. Let me go back to what Ibrahim Traore said. He criticized the notion. He criticized the notion that democracy is a prerequisite for development, saying it is false to believe any country has developed under a democratic system. And I completely concur. Look at China. Do you know that China is a one-party state? One party. But in other so-called democratic, in the West, they'll tell you have to be multi-party. But China is a one-party state. But they elect the officials from local village level down to national level, the highest order, as the president. Do you see that? They fermented their own system that is peculiar to them, and it is working for them. Is China not developed? They are. But they come and tell you they fashion the same way they modeled God for you as Africans. They draw your God is white with long hair, Angels, Saint Peter, Saint Paul, they are all saints. People that committed atrocities in African soil, we now mold them as saints. Because they know that we are not matured enough to understand all these evils. But here on radio, we reveal it to you. So that that is what we do. Whatever you do with the truth is up to you. But we will reveal it to you anyway. Because they know that they can condition your mindset. After all, when people that killed our forefathers bought them as objects for more than 400 years and came and brutalized and colonized us in the most heinous way, killed us in the most heinous way, now they are saints. And we, the victims, we are culprits. We are evil. We are demonic. Our ancestors are evil. What can't you do to that people if you can condition them mentally to accept all this? What else can't you do to them? You can do anything to them. Nigeria has gas in Biafra land. The largest deposit of gas in Africa is in Okwa, in Abia, in Imo. The largest deposit in the whole of Africa. But there is no electricity. Nigeria have no electricity. When you look at, sometimes when you watch our people, you pity our people. Somebody will come to give me Coca-Cola, give you Coca-Cola. They say no, no code. They say no, we don't have light since 1 week ago. Oh, in this 21st century. No, we don't have electricity since 1 week now. Everybody took it as it's normal thing. In 21st century, they suffer and torture the citizens to the extent that they accept torturing, they accept suffering. They say it's the will of God. It's the will of God. People cannot rise up. They say no, it's like that. We are like that. Before God and man, this thing, if it happened in any other country, let's say in even Middle East, the people will carry gun, but they will not target their fellow selves, no. But in Nigeria, the people they will target. You see military that is not paid. A military personnel in Nigeria, the hierarchy, they will collect their money and put it into fixed deposit for 1 year. They will not pay them, give them anything. Instead of targeting all those generals that are suffering their lives, they will come out on the street and start, targeting poor, miserable, suffering people like them. When you see how they are dealing with them, you surprise. You say, what? This place is irredeemable. All these things is because of the brain, the head. They don't think. They never exploit. Nigerians never exploit their brain. They don't go there. They say no. They leave their torturers, people that are torturing them. They leave them. Now they go to people that are suffering and be torturing them also. This is very sad, honestly. If what is happening in Nigeria, a fraction happens in any Middle Eastern country, in Europe, the people will organize themselves. They don't need government anything, but they will organize themselves. Instead, they commit to, if it is suicide, they will organize themselves, take bombs, everything, and go and before they die, one person can kill 5 politicians. But Nigerians cannot do it. They love life. Instead, they face the weaker people, the people that are miserable like them. No electricity. A country that they drill oil every minute. They have gas quantity. There is a tantalum, rare earth materials everywhere in Nigeria. They have californium, gold everywhere, marble, all these things will abide. They, politicians and generals, they are reaping this, forming private armies. People are watching them. Human beings are watching them. When you want to talk, they say no, Igbo man. They cancel the whole thing with a tribe. Don't you see that the human being that side, they never mature as a human being? They are still in the embryonic stage of a human being. They never still mature. That is why they can see somebody and they kill him, say he's a witch. That is why in our place in Biafran, and they can see somebody that tie this and that, they say is a Thai people. They believe it. Before you know, they beat the person to death. Because they are filled up with superstitions. They don't understand that those that are causing the sufferings is Tinubu that is borrowing on your name, on your behalf, billions of dollars. The politicians, the senators that are collecting millions of naira every month. They can collect more than 40-50 million naira every month in every of their remunerations combined. 109 politicians, senators in the parliament. The other one, I think, is 300 and something. Now, when they collect all these things, talk about the governor, former governors, they are receiving pension, heavy amount of pensions for life. They are receiving pensions for their drivers. They are receiving, pensions. The cars every 3 years. They change the car. They give them whether 3 or 6 cars, new cars every year. These are the people that are causing yourself. These are the real witches. But a Nigerian, very backward thinking, superstitious human being we see his fellow sufferer say, now with you, now you tie my destiny. Now wow, see the key, see my name is tie, I'm there. You don't know that those that tied your destiny are the politicians, the political class that are looting everything. You don't know that because you are not mature enough to know. Here we open your brain so that you understand. That is why Traore say no country developed through democracy, and it's true. His job as a revolution, they revolutionized the brains of his people, that the people should understand what it means to be a citizen, so that in the future they will start holding the politicians responsible as a people. so that no politician will come up and loot their money and they keep quiet. They will go and burn you to ashes. These are the real witches. But Nigerians, no. They will see a shrine and say, no. Now here they tie people's destiny. Orangot, I call orangutan. Rhesus monkeys. That is how they reason. And they believe it's working. I don't know where tying people, is it only tying people in the village? Why can't they tie Fulani headsmen that are on the rampage? They don't ask all these questions. When I tie Ngwa, Bia, okay, tie Remeka. Okay, tie this Fulani headsman, Haruna. I will find out his name. Come and tie him. So that they don't think this way. Because they are programmed to think in a certain way. They are programmed. That is why Traore said, no, don't tell me about democracy. Before my people could understand the democracy, they need to be enlightened. Are you hearing me? He said, it is impossible to name a country that has developed in democracy. Democracy is only the result. It's a result. The result of a refined process is a result of advancement, advance people's thinking. Because when you start controlling people, when you channel people to the right path, everybody is behaving, building, have the mindset of building a collectivity, building the nation. It will master them. Before you know, you have people that are respecting the rule of law. You have people that when they are driving, even if without the police, with red light, they will stop. They don't need any, because that is the way they are trained. That is part of democracy. Do you understand? That is part of democracy. They will stop. You see a people that look, they will clamor for this thing, fire service to be built in their place because it is their right. Not in a market, there is no fire service. Fire service in Nigeria is non-existent. You will see a car caught fire in a street, expanding, even a house. No fire service. And the people are there. And you are telling me that these are the democracy? This is an animal kingdom. People will be shouting, Jesus, 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 come on. And the house or the car will burn down to ashes, killing people. And you are telling me that things are okay? Are you telling me that? They use Jesus in order to mask everything. That is why the politicians, the politicians and all these clergymen and women, they work hand in hand. They work hand in hand. They see that these people, the politicians see that these clergymen and women are making their job very easy by sedating the population, so that they don't hold the politicians responsible. They tell you, look towards God. Go to mountain and fast and pray. That is where your help will come from. Whereas normally your help should come from the government. Your help should come from the legislators that should be making laws that will be protecting the people. Laws for development. They don't do that. Whereas your help should come from the judiciary. The judiciary that should be giving out, dispensing justice without fear or favor. But nothing there. So they say, look into heaven. Is where your help will come from. The politicians are taking advantage. So they are working hand in hand. Don't you know that? Don't you know that? It's a very, very sad situation. He maintained that his government would continue to communicate, because that is the most important thing. Communication, explain and make people understand what revolution is. Do you see that? Making people that is giving people knowledge, exposing knowledge to them. That is the critical part of it. Building a country. Not it's a democracy. Okay, vote for this. Do you know how many billions of dollars Nigeria is wasting for election? Every 4 years. Presidential election. Not talking of governorship. Because their life depends on election. The other time, didn't they do election? With beavers. Electronic this thing. After everything, they said the beavers didn't work. Whereas they have spent billions of dollars to import all these things. It's a deal with, whether it's an American company or Australian company, they have collected their own share, billions, and after it's not working. Do you know that money should have gone even into, financing local researchers for electricity. I say local researchers. Have you ever seen where they talk about financing local researchers in a Nigerian government? Have you ever had it? Have you ever had it? Because the people, the ways that put them in power, they prevent them. It's a taboo for them to talk about promotion of local research and development in their country. That's why Christopher Musa said sometimes it's difficult for us to buy weapons. Even we have money, but we cannot buy, they cannot sell us. Why can't you manufacture? Because they are prevented, and the people don't think in that way. You're a country. You have very dynamic people, but you cannot manufacture. Turkey is manufacturing everything. Anywhere they took Boromese, there you go and buy. We are importing. Shame on all of us. Shame. Traore is educating the public. I'm telling you. He maintained that his government will continue to communicate, explain, and make people understand what revolution is. That is the most important thing. To drive all this ideology into people. Because when you drive the ideology into people, you have empowered them. You give them knowledge. Now it's for them to act. No person can deceive them again. No politician can come and say, vote for me, I will do this and that and do that. And after when they vote for him, he start doing another thing. They will go there and burn him alive. That is how it should be. So that others will learn. Because power belongs to the people. That is it. Now, let me continue by saying the people is always the key. Because without the people, there will be no government. That is why this mantra, power belongs to the people. The colonial powers are using this word, democracy, to push countries into the wrong paths, thereby creating anarchies and imposing their stooge or their stoogism into power. They push the population into the wrong discussion. Everybody is fighting for democracy. Democracy. Didn't Tinubu fought for democracy now during the military regime? That's when he ran to America. They recruited him. Started dealing on drugs. The CIA recruited him. Say, okay, we will support you in future, so that you become our or we jail you if you don't support us. They say, okay, if you don't work for us. He accepted, and today he is the president. Are you hearing me? They push the population into the wrong discussions. What is the wrong, or what are the wrong discussions? Oh, we are fighting for democracy. We are fighting. What is democracy? You are fighting for them. Are you matured enough to understand what democracy really is? Are you controllable enough? Are you disciplined enough to sustain democracy? The answer is no. In a real democracy, Nigerian politicians, all of them will go down because it means people's power. Power belongs to the people. People would have risen up and been on the rampage. But they can't do that because they have been manipulated into thinking towards one direction. That once you are a politician in Nigeria, you are a billionaire. You become automatically a billionaire. That is the thing. The same way people are answering so-called call of God for them to make money. Because the mentality is once you become a daddy Jew, God will bless you. They don't know that it is the people that are blessing you. They manipulate you with the word of mouth and you give. Tomorrow you are going to give now. They will tell you this week is your week. If you don't give, there are people in your mother. Sometimes you go, sometimes they'll tell you, you provoke God, radical provocation. Today, you will see somebody that maybe, let me, for example, he come with 10,000 naira in his pocket, which he's not to give. 10,000 naira is the last money he have, maybe in his account. And they have a bill, a house bill to pay. in the next maybe 1 week or 2 weeks. And he is looking for the 50,000 naira bill. He don't know where to get it. At the preaching of pastor that, provoke God, radical provocation. Anything that is in your account, if you are asking God for something, just put all, don't return anyone. That is radical provocation. I'm going to pray this radical prayer. And that idiot, that Mugu will press his phone, back, transfer 10,000, the last 10,000 naira he have. Erigogi or Baga Onyesi Omenege ekpere nyege ekpere Ilawazie Ilaine Ekuzion. How Chinekele? How can a people be deceived like this? Politicians deceive, clergymen deceive. That is the population Ruzie Utokala. That is a poto for everybody. The population is poto. Eh? Politicians carry waka. Tinubu is stealing, looting. Governors are the same. Even local government councillors are looting. Everybody. Now you go to church, they take the one you have, the little one you have. They tell you God will do abracadabra for you. Don't worry. He will do money doubling. Don't worry. Once you put your last card, God will open the windows of heaven and He will shower you with blessings. This week, say amen. With emotion, you say amen and give the little one you have. And even your Bible said they will take from those that don't have and add to those that have because of stupidity. You are pastor that is going on the latest jeep. You added to him. And you are happy. If he's going, you are happy. God is blessing him because he's a servant of God. You now that is a servant of stupidity, you are dying. Are you hearing me? So instead of fighting for good governance, people are programmed to be fighting for so-called democracy, irrespective of how destructive it is to them. When you look at for example, do you know that in Europe, you have monarchies in Europe? Can't you ask yourself and reason and say, why are there monarchs or monarchies in Europe? European countries that are championing democracy. Kingdom of Spain. You have a Kingdom of Spain. You have what do you call it? Kingdom of Netherlands. These are kingdom. United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. These are not so-called democracies. They put them, they modified it according to their taste naturally. If they waka, they move. Now people will rise up and claim, and clamor for, let us do this, and after they will do it. In England, United Kingdom today, little by little they are clamoring for a outright removing of monarchy. It will take time until they understand that, look, it is inevitable. It is people's majority cry. Now they will do it. It might not be in this our generation. Because that is, little by little, that is their system. But they come to our land and impose, this is the way. They created Nigeria and said, this is the way you have to do. You elect a president, you have a judiciary, you have legislation in the mouth. Does the judiciary, do they dispense justice? Justice in Nigeria is for the highest bidder. You have a principality of Andorra in Europe. You have Kingdom of Belgium. Belgium is a kingdom. Are you hearing me? It's a monarchy. You have Kingdom of Denmark. You have Principality of Liechtenstein. You have a Grand Duchy of Luxembourg. These are monarchies. You have Principality of Monaco. You have Kingdom of the Netherlands. You have Kingdom of Norway. You have Kingdom of Spain. You have Kingdom of Sweden. You have United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. And you have the Vatican City. These are monarchies. They modelize their system the way it suits them, but they don't want you to modelize your own. They say you must be democracy. What is democracy? It's people's rule. That is what the people want. That is what they want. Are you hearing me? Little by little, they did their own thing, the way it suits them. Just like, as I say, China. China doesn't have a double party or multi-party system. It does not mean that it's not progressing. It's not a democracy. The people are electing them. It is their system. The system they understood. Do you see that? But you that is shouting democracy, democracy. Look at the money this guy is borrowing. Look at the money he borrowed for nothing, for nonsense. The president of Nigeria. Are you hearing me? You have monarchies everywhere in the Middle East, in different parts of Asia. You have them, but they are doing well because it is a system. It is their own system, the system they understand very, very well. They don't want, they didn't allow foreigners like Europeans to come and impose on them their system. They say no. Look at Morocco even. Morocco is a monarchy. They are doing very well. Very, very well. Everybody is a subject to the king, King Mohammed. Are you hearing me? Because it is their system. But they use democracy. Democracy you don't even know anything about. You don't understand. They use it to program your head. Democracy you don't know. How can you give a child, a gun, a green gun with bullet? He can kill anybody thinking it's a joke. It's a play, and you cannot hold him responsible because he's not matured enough to handle a gun. That is how Nigerians are not matured enough to handle the so-called democracy, because they don't understand what democracy means. The true meaning of democracy. That is why the Burkina head of state is engaged. He says, "Spare me this your democracy nonsense." Our job now, we are in a primary stage of educating our people to get knowledge so that they can understand governance and democracy. Democracy will be the result. When people start respecting rule of law, when the judiciary will be working normal, dispensing justice, when everybody will be working towards the building of the country, that is democracy. This is where I'm going to stop. I will go into a few minutes break so that when I come back, I will open the line so that people will start calling. Please do not go away. I will be right back. Do not go away.
Borrow for physical, tangible, and accountable projects that you spread and pay over time. But my worry is not even in the borrowing, it's what you borrow for. Let me give you quickly a rundown of what I checked. You see, in June 2023, $500 million was borrowed for women program to scale up what they call NPWPSC. Can you see that? Can Nigerians see it? Where are the women? Then on June 23rd, the same day, $800 million was borrowed to
not complete the 2% because we need the infrastructure set up. Because once the 2%, which is largely the blast furnace, once it's ignited, the blast furnace is to run for 25 years non-stop. That means many people say, why, if the Russians really wanted Ajakuta to work, why did they leave at 2%, at 98%? It's because if they had started, would have had a wholesome damage. And for these 3 years, which was more than enough to have the infrastructure running, the roads, dredging. At that time, they even proposed the dredging of River Niger, but not one letter was responded to. and they had to leave. It was a sad experience, they had to leave. It was more sad because, like I said, people like me, many Russians that came to Nigeria and got married to Nigerians, they were separated. My mother till today does not even have a Nigerian passport, even though my father wasn't working, but the rules were not so fair to many people. So when they left, I will read now. In October, when the Russians left, and we had such huge debt to pay, they did not take Nigeria to court. They kept on sending letters of reminder. How are you going to pay this? But most importantly, they reminded Nigeria, if you are interested in continuing the completion of your plans, let us know. We will come back. All we have to is renegotiate. But what happened was, in October 1995, I'm going to read from this part because there are some key words I don't want to miss. A series of debt buyback transactions took place whereby the debt instruments were sold at inflated prices to Liberian companies, purportedly owned by the Abachas. The two companies are called Parna Shipping Corporation and Mecosta Securities. These are two companies that were registered in Liberia, and these are the two companies that bought the debts. Now, on one part, Parna Shipping Corporation and Mecosta Securities, on one part, they were negotiating the reduction of that near $1 billion debt. And Russia waved away over 400 million and said, you know what? We're a struggling country, a small country. Just pay $500 million. Forget about the rest. While on the other hand, the Abacha administration told Nigeria that the Russians insisted on the money, on the nearly 1 billion, and apart from that, there were debts incurred upon the debt buyback. So that amounted to 2.5 billion. So that means 2.5 billions were taken from our reserve, while only 500 billion was being paid. So that is the debt buyback. 2014. The Egyptian government embarked upon a huge project to dualize the Suez Canal. And that Suez Canal, the president Sisi sold the idea so patriotically to the people that $8 billion was raised in 10 days. Mr. Speaker, these are facts.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Olo province of Biafra London. We are back after the break. Welcome back. Today is the 12th day of April 2025. Tata Bo Obochi Orie. I welcome each and every one of you back. There is this, before I open the lines, there is this senator, what he said. Nigerian government is borrowing billions and billions of dollars. But do you know what? He revealed something. He said in 2014, the Egyptian government, they want to dualize the Suez Canal. They wanted to dualize it. That is, before it was one way, one ship can pass there at a time. Now they want to broaden it to make it dual, just like as you do dual road. The Egyptian government didn't go to start borrowing China. They come on and sold the project to the public in a very patriotic manner that please, they need support. Their billionaires started donating money. They say in 10 days they rose, is it $8 billion in 10 days? Egypt, you are castigating in the Bible. They raised the money and they didn't. Do you know that all this money they are borrowing? If they in Nigeria, if they can take the money, borrow the money from billionaires in Nigeria. Do you know that? But there is no patriotism because no person is in Nigeria. I want you to listen to it a bit. Just listen.
$1 billion was raised in 10 days.
In 10 days.
Billions were taken from our reserve,
Just
where
listen.
500 billion was being paid. So that is the debt buyback. 2014. The Egyptian government embarked upon a huge project to dualize the Suez Canal. And that Suez Canal, the President Sisi sold the idea so patriotically to the people that $8 billion was raised in 10 days.
$8 billion was raised in 10 days in Egypt to dualize their project, the Suez Canal project. When you pass there, when you go there, you start videoing. Things are good. Look at how country is working. There is electricity. There is not. The difference is Nigerians are animals far behind. It's not even the politicians. The population, they are not up to date. In Egypt, they didn't borrow money from any outsider. They raised that money in Nigeria. Do you know that? Do you know how much churches are making? All these mega churches are making in Nigeria every week. Do you know that it can cover some projects in Nigeria? Do you know that? No, but they are doing it. They are selling it to you so that you go to heaven. If we talk, you say religion. We say believe what you believe. In Biafra land, we will not allow you to believe something that will make you stupid and affect other people. It's not going to happen. To affect the building of our nation. You say no. I believe that if Jehovah did not protect a land, the only believe. You must walk. You must be part of what is going on physically. So we must be updated, and that is the job of IPOB, the job of Radio Biafra. Our lines are now opened. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. I repeat for the last time. WhatsApp and Signal line, the same. +61 405 142 547. I have the first caller, Mazi Nnamdi. I think you're there. Can you hear me, Mazi, on Signal?
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi Jonathan.
Welcome to the program.
Good evening from here. May Chukwukabiyama continue to bless you, give you the strength to keep on educating us. The job you are doing is so tedious and it's not easy. Sometimes I wonder where you gather this strength to teach our people, for us to know the right thing to do at the right time. Sometimes when you speak, you will say, and if our people really understanding what we are preaching here in Radio Biafra London, Mazi, we are understanding, and our brain have so far developed to compare what we know when we never joined this struggle. And believe you me, we are more sophisticated now than before. The way our brain wired in here in this IPOB, Mazi, believe me, nobody can will rubbish this thing we are doing and go free. When finally we restore our land, because we have suffered, people have died. This struggle. So for that, I don't think we hear anything that can come in our face that we don't know how to solve the problem. Before I proceed, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, my name is Mazi Nnamdi. I'm calling from Austria, and I'm serving the indigenous people of Biafra as IPOB Austria National PRO. Mazi Jonathan, just as you said, the reason why I called this evening is just to, show concern over the issues of what happened in Uromi. You enlightened on it. You said something about it. how the governor of Edo State gave 6 billion. I saw it also in the Twitter of Mazi Jonathan Chinedu. How Edo State governor gave 6 billion to Sokoto, and also handed over the 14 or 16 guys over the head. I would say the head of 16 guys or 14 guys over to Sokoto for them to slaughter. Mazi, have you seen the way Nigeria is being wired? How many Fulani, upon all this killing, these people has been, our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu prophesied this thing in 2014, that these people are coming. And when they will come, their people are going to support them. They are going to kill, they are going to take up villages. Those days, the so-called Nigerians, the idiotic Nigerians, we are saying, who is this madman talking this? Today, not even today. All of them today are crying. They are crying. Fulani has ransacked villages in Yoruba land, in Hausa, even killing Hausa people. The prophecy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is what is happening today in Nigeria, and no government is doing anything about it. Nobody is talking. The Nigerian police cannot do anything about it. Nigerian army cannot do anything about it. Their navy cannot do anything about it. They just allow these criminals killing people, and we are asking, which kind of country is this? And this is a country that they want us to stay inside. They want us to belong to this type of country where the citizens are dying. The government cannot even help the people. Now, when the people gather the momentum to revenge, is it today the Uromi people has been shouting, crying about their
to defend themselves, not even revenge, to defend themselves.
Yes, to defend themselves, my brother. So is it today Uromi people has been crying about the killing, raping of their women inside their farm, destroying their farms, killing on the government of Edo State to come and help? Everybody keep adamant. Now, when the people wake up and say no, today what he calls a dog governor is to run to Sokoto to give the 6 billion, hand over 14 heads for them to slaughter. Today, taking up the guns the people are using to guide their farms and everything. And one thing these people forgot is that this money they gave to them is for them to use it to go and buy weapons. Mazi, they are coming, Fulani is coming to kill. They are coming to kill these people. You think these people will forget? They have given them money for them to buy the weapon to come back and kill them. This is the truth. Oh Jesus, Mazi, when we are, IPOB, when we are saying this thing, it will look as if we are freedom fighters. We don't even fight for ourselves alone. We fight for those who cannot speak for themselves. We are even fighting for the indigenous people of Nigeria, so-called idiotic Nigeria, for them to wake up from sleep. Before Fulani will kill all of them. In the name of Nigeria. People from Sahel, they are giving them guns and bullets, AK-47, go to their village and kill their villagers, pursue them and take over their village and rename their village, staying there. You can come back. If not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB and ESN, our own would have, Mazi, believe me, our own would have been the worst. Because the governor Harry, these are the worst governors we have in Biafran land. So people that any small thing they run to, how many times has Fulani governors ran to them to come and apologize to them the killings of Fulani in our own land? How many times? But they can't. These people, they have shown that they own Nigeria. And this is why we are not going to stay with them. We must get out from this place. Bless you.
There were, of course. That is it. That is the sad situation. When our people are making noise, they are doing their thing. Okay, Zikwazu did the thing. He paid them. When he was in office, when they claimed that their cows were slaughtered, I think he paid either 8 billion naira. They tell you, as you are talking, they go to the governor and say, hey, if you don't give us the money, you have to pay, otherwise, now we put you there. They will fidget. They will be fidgeting. Then they will pay. Like in Edo now, who does the people rise up? Because they don't know. They don't understand that the money is for them. They don't understand. They are not mature enough to understand it. Say to hold their governor accountable. Is it not democracy? Power belongs to the people. They didn't ask the people before paying anything. He just did it as his money. So he mapped out 6 billion naira to give them. Did he, seek for permission from the people? Will the people even rise up to say, no, who give you this permission? This is our money. No, they spend, after all, look at Hope Uzodinma. During the last governorship election, he used 5 billion naira, 5 billion, to rent to book the whole hotels in Imo State. All. The whole hotels in Imo State. As if the money belongs to him. Anybody, is he accountable to anybody? But it's democracy now. Is it not democracy? Does people understand what is democracy? That is a problem. People, you must teach people. You must awaken people to understand what is democracy before they can be able. Otherwise, just like you give a gun to a real Makarov pistol to a child or a child of 3 years, he will use it to kill somebody, thinking it's a joke, it's a play. He will play and kill somebody or kill himself. That's what Nigerians and democracy, that is how they behave. That is why Traore look at it. He's a revolutionist. He said, no, our people, you must, first of all, before you talk about democracy, you talk about mental awakening first. And that is what he said they are in the process. He must be talking to the people in order to educate them, so that they can be mature to understand, to hold the people accountable, people in political office. That is the real democracy. Are you hearing me? My WhatsApp phone, people are calling, the weather is crashing, I don't know. To pick call is a problem. So people cannot swell because there are many calls that are coming. So if I pick, it doesn't, sometimes it's even dark. Let me see. So you can as well call on WhatsApp. If I pick, it will bounce. Many people are calling on WhatsApp, please, before the phone will crash. So that is the thing. So, for a child to be able to handle real gun, you have to be mature, understand it, you teach him. That is it. So, when you talk about democracy, Nigerians, they don't even understand what is democracy. They don't understand that the power belongs to them. They took it the same way they took religious church organization. Oh, he's a man of God. Everything, God give him money, but it's a lie. It's your money that is squandering, using to live flamboyant life. But you don't know. He made you believe that it is God. So it's exactly the same thing. Until you start thinking. When you now understand, you say, if I bring 100 naira, another person bring 100 naira, before you know, 10,000 people, 100 naira, what does he mean? He's million, you go into millions. This is what this man is enjoying. No, now wow. You matter that one. Do you see that? Caller on signal. Mazi, please, welcome to the program. Mazi Madabuchi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening from here, Mazi Jonathan.
There, Mazi.
Thank you very much. Yes. Good evening, Biafrans and lovers of freedom. My name is Stephen Madabuchi, and I'm reaching you from the Netherlands. My brother, this issue of any governor from the south or any governor anywhere paying the north for people who were killed in Edo State, and then the question is, what are the differences between the people who were killed in Edo State, assuming they would just considering that they were innocent, whatever they are. So what is the difference between them and the different people that are being killed all over Nigeria, in Hamufu, in Nkalaha, in Adane, in Olo, in just name it? What's the difference?
Mazi, can I answer you?
This man.
Can I answer you before you continue? The difference.
Yes.
Some time ago, during Donald Trump's office, first tenure,
yes,
they kidnapped many Nigerians and beheaded them by Boko Haram and all these bandits. But when they kidnapped an American. And Trump sent a secret mission to come and rescue him and kill the whole terrorists holding him. They were all killed, and they rescued the American and go their way. That is the difference. All animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. That is it. The other people's lives, the indigenous people's lives, doesn't mean anything.
Animal farm.
Yes. So that is it. When they killed the superior people, you see, the governor was fidgeting. He have to go and do you know that had it been even the people, do you know that people coming out, indigenous people everywhere? Let me call even the whole South, say to caution. Governor of Edo State, say, why will you go and beg them? What is happening to us? But do you see any person come out? People whine mouth only on social media. Do you see any boot on the ground?
Comatose, my brother.
That is it. Go on, Mazi. Go on.
Yes. This T.Y. Danjuma, General Theophilus Danjuma, he came out again and said, when he said that the army was colluding with the terrorists a couple of years ago, that they set up a commission of inquiry and called him to come and testify. And then eventually, he didn't go, but eventually they released a communique and saying he was guessing, he was just making conjecture, and because there was no evidence. But T.Y. Danjuma, this week, that thing I saw, he was saying to them, are you still looking for evidence? There's evidence now. Because the killing that is going on in Benue and Plateau and Kaduna and East and Enugu, Ebonyi, Anambra, Imo, Abia. Are you still looking for evidence, Nigerian security agencies? Are you still looking for officers or whatever you are? Are you still looking for evidence? None but ourselves. We rescue ourselves, we serve our people, and restore our motherland. And what you refer to when you are doing your presentation, this concerns our people, the indigenous people of Biafra, people that are in IPOB, the movement. Knowing the binding values of the indigenous people of Biafra, the movement, you must know discipline, you must know consistency, you must know command and control, and you must know what our leader said a few months before he was kidnapped, that what the DOS says goes, because he knows what it is. You need administrators, you need managers, you need organizers to run a worldwide movement like IPOB. It's not a Umunna meeting. or town meeting in wherever you live, where you can shout at each other and disperse. We must continue to do what we are doing, but we need organization. And we must continue to inform and sensitize Biafrans and lovers of freedom, be they Hausa, be they Nupe, be they Gwari, Kachi, Tiv, Jugun, etc., on Radio Biafra and all our media. You know, for our people who says that Ike di no kuano, that there is power in speech, forceful speech, not yakking in the social media, looking at people's bum and chest. We are at work here. We don't talk because we like to talk or anything. We do it as our contribution to the awakening and renaissance of our people in preparation for the restoration of independent and sovereign Republic of Biafra. You know, and I urge Biafrans, the IPOB family members, not to grow weary or tired, saying Biafra is taking too long to come or to be restored. I have been very long in this struggle, or I have contributed too much in the struggle. You know, I refer our people to the, what do you call it, the last stanza of the Biafran national anthem. And there's a line there that says, I don't know, okay, let me go. The stanza is not very, very long. It says, oh God, protect us from the hidden pitfall. Guide all our movements, lest we go astray. Give us the strength to hear the humanist call, to give and not to count the cost it there. Bless those who rule to serve with resoluteness, to make this land a land of righteousness. The emphasis here is, give us the strength to hear the humanist call. And there comes the most emphasis, to give and not to count the cost each day. Because if you are running a sprint, 100 meters, and what do you say? If you are running 100 meters and you run 15 meters and you drop out, it's as good as you didn't participate in the race. Okay, it is on the record that you started, but the glory, the medal or whatever the people who finish the race is not for you. Even if you are running a marathon of 5 kilometers, you run 1 kilometer, you drop out, the rest is not done. So we need to maintain that consistency, and that is not to count the cost each day, either in your time or in your means you put in the struggle, because we are here to put. We are not. Nobody is being paid in IPOB now, as far as I know. So we are here to restore our homeland, our motherland, the independent and sovereign Republic of Biafra, for ourselves and for posterity. And you know, my brother, I want to support, you know, what you said about what you know, President of Burkina Faso said. Here in the Netherlands, like you said, it's a kingdom which means it's a constitutional monarchy. Now, Johan de Witt, or de Witt, according to the Dutch pronunciation, Johan de Witt was the Grand Pensionary. He was the most powerful man in the Dutch what? In the Dutch Republic. The Netherlands was a republic until in a revolution, this Johan de Witt government was overthrown, and he and his brother became the victim of that revolution. And since then, Netherlands became a monarchy. But today, Netherlands is called the constitutional monarchy because you have a parliament, then you have a prime minister, and then you have the king or queen, as the case may be. But I will tell you something, because a grand foundation have been laid. Netherlands is the best democracy in the terms of voting. There is no litigation after voting here because nobody contests the vote, because everybody is satisfied in the voting and counting. Maybe not in the outcome, but you will be satisfied that it is not rigged. Go and compare it with you, who cannot write a constitution. That's why that thing they're doing in Africa is they're pulling a wool and smoking over our eyes so that the puppets will be looting the place dry. Anyway, so we must continue and support our leadership, support the Eastern Security Network, the ESN. Please, let's join IPOB in this quest to restore Biafra.
There were.
God bless Biafra. And
there were. Caller on WhatsApp. Welcome to the program. Thank you for holding on. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Why? Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me, please? Caller on WhatsApp once again. Can you hear me?
Is it okay now?
Yeah, yes, but it seems the place is rowdy. It seems the place is rowdy. It seems the place. Yes, go on, but it seems the place is rowdy where you are. I don't know.
Did they say what I wrote? Huh?
Mazi, go on. I never checked. Go on.
Did you see what I wrote to you, Mazi?
No, not yet. I never checked. Please, I never checked because I couldn't do it because calls are coming. Go on, please. Go on.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. You never check. What I wrote to you. That's why I'm calling you. Sorry for disrupting you at that time. Why I'm calling you is that the YouTube and the Radio Biafra is not saying the same thing. As you can see now, if I raise up the YouTube, because while you have already received the civil call, I don't know what is the problem. Do you know about it? Huh? Are you hearing it? Hello?
I can after I will check about it. After I check it, but you can use IPOB community radio, please. There we go. Thank you. There we go. There we go. There we go. Of course.
Thank you, yeah.
There we go.
Continue the good work. God is going to bless you. Eh?
There we go. There we go. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't have much to say than to encourage you more. To say, I'm going to fight until when the restoration of Biafra will be. And all of us will rejoice. Eh?
Thank you. There we go. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you. Caller on signal. Can you hear me? Caller on signal. Please go on.
Mazi, I can hear you very well.
There we go, Mazi. Welcome to the program.
The only problem I have is just that anytime I call from this very platform, means I keep hearing myself. And it doesn't make it easy
I don't know.
to talk.
Are you using any gadgets? You check.
No, I do use earpiece, but when I want to call, I will take it away.
Okay. It's not from here. It's not from here, honestly. Maybe you check the system you are using.
Okay. It's the same phone that I'm using to hear the program, but I do off the app. They're now talking direct from a signal.
Okay.
Mazi,
because
what I
no
want to say
person
is
have
that,
complained of this anyway today. So go on.
No problem.
Go on,
Either
go
way,
on.
talk or not like that, we must go ahead.
Of course. Go on. Go on.
So, Mazi, everybody here in Choriuku. My name is Chinedu. And before I go forward to what I want to say, I want to tell most of us that many of us that have been in this very place, we are blessed. Because there are something you'll be looking for, you'll be craving for it. But as soon as you get that thing and start living with that thing, you see that the hype and everything will go away. Because when I talk to some certain people, how they reason, how they see some certain things, I get to see how this radio have helped to shaping my thinking, my mental, and so many things. Even some of them do tell me that why is it that you must definitely argue, or you must definitely why you just query here to. It marvels me because how could I accept that thing that way without shoveling it in my brain, critically analyzing it? But these are the shackles which they have used to tie us in these years before the coming of IPOB. So, Mazi, what I want to say is that you will see a father will give birth to a children. Then when it comes to doing some certain things that is difficult, maybe he wants to send them out for an errand, which is very, very important. He looks for the intelligent one. It is because of their capacity of reasoning, doing things. He says that this one is more intelligent. This one is more reasonable. That in that era he will do well. I'm using this opportunity to tell our people that the coming of Biafra, how soon or how far it will take, it is the level of our being able to reason properly. Because even as it is now, if you give us Biafra, because I do hear so many people say that with the Biafra. Who told you? The kind of freedom we are looking for have not been done anywhere in the whole Africa, in the whole black race in this world. Because the main place you need to be free, it is in your mentality, in your brains. It all depends on the capacity of your reasoning that will now determine how you will be able to face the outside world, improve economically, socially, in all those ways. And I do say that anybody that is here that have not grown above religious sentiments, sometimes every one of us do say sentiment. There are sentiments in every ways. But when it comes to Equity Basara religion, you see it as no-go area. Who told you? There is no-go area in anything that concerns Biafra, that concerns us all. Everything must be tabled and slaughtered at the altar of reasoning. The ultimate, as in the proper, the best reasoning carries it. Because when we are not able to come up with sophisticated position, then that means what this person is saying is right, and the public have to go with it. That is how the Western world itself presently. That because when you look at them, it's not that this peace you're seeing within them, they are real peace, but it is sunk in their mentality that there is a black nations. These Africans, we need to loot. So every one of them jettison their differences, and we have not been able. Okay, let me use this instance now. It's just like when you look into the zoo now. The badly affected tribe in Nigeria is the Igbos. Look at the Fulanis. They are neither Muslim or Christian, but they use the both religions to achieve whatever they want. The same thing goes with the Yorubas. Do you know that a Yoruba man can never walk into any church that is pastored by another tribe and feel comfortable there? He would definitely move to the one that his brother is leading. And when he goes to that place, he's more focused on whose post is this man holding and this post. We have not gotten to that. Everyone go to those places, it's Igbos that dominate. And even someone that comes from a very background of Islam do lead them. Go to every churches, you will see even people that we know Chukwuka Madam. Some people that their ancestors have been calling the name of the Creator. We now go and subject themselves to someone that doesn't, that even it is just because of the financial lucrative this thing that is in Christianity that makes them to jump into it. So we have not been able to come to this position of critical thinking. And I thank Chukwuka Biafra because without this very work we are doing now, Mazi, even South Sudan, or where will I use, will even be worse. Even the British will even want to give us this same Biafra because they know that they cannot easily manipulate us if it will be more easier. But they know that where we are focusing, if they allow us, we will do over-exploit and they will not be able to put their hands. That is why they are countering it. I'm telling you that Chukwuka Biafra have destined this very struggle to be a beacon of hope, of light, of growth to every black man on the surface of this earth. Sometimes to lose way. What we are doing here, go outside and hear what others living. Go watch around you, see what is happening. Do you take most of this revolutionary military? They just got their ideas from nowhere. We are doing the work, and this work is really working. In no distance time, we will see the benefits. But what we, that is the main people that is bringing up, how prepared are we? How prepared are we? Are we just looking at this thing as just near IPOB? Okay, to tell you that we are really backward when it comes to how we see things. Do you know that the next compound or the next village will be invaded by the Fulani? We will subject ourselves here in prayers. And around, once it gets late in the night, everybody goes to sleep. And that same thing will come and happen to us. Did it show you that, did it show that we reason or we react? Even dead bodies self are more proactive than us. Truth. But I thank Chukwuka Biafra because he has already raised few of us who will definitely move this very world to the entire generation. And in no distance time, we will see what will come because we are no longer relying on any spirit or any object. Chukwuka Biafra wants the work to be done, and we are at the hand of Chukwuka Biafra to bring those work into accomplishment. Mazi Chukwuka Biafra bless you, especially the doers, because they have really done a lot. If not for anything, how we reason now is quite different. Thank you so much.
There were Mazi. There were. I think I have a caller. Calls used to come and drop on WhatsApp. I don't know. Let me see. Mazi Chidubem, can you hear me? Yes. There we go. Go on. Go on. Yes, go on. Your voice is coming out. Yes, go on.
Morning, Mazi, once again. And to Hamadike, our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Good morning, and to every lovers of freedom. Mazi, this evening, I just want to postulate on some issues that you've said here. Considering bringing the likes of Ibrahim Traore as a replica to what true revolution really means. It goes so far to tell you how far Radio Biafra has stand in defense of truth, because the motto of Radio Biafra is simply in defense of truth. Ibrahim Traore is really revolutionizing the minds of his people. And in just a few weeks ago, his people has given him another 5 years to continue to rule them or to govern them. Mazi, when you come to the likes of Nigeria, there is no patriotism in service to humanity. That is why you see goat is eating goat in Nigeria, snake is eating snake, cat is eating cat. There is no atom of patriotism. Mazi, imagine the way at times you become so emotional when you are analyzing the stupidity of a black man. At times, with the level of the research that you've done, with the level of the education that you've impacted on humanity through this Radio Biafra, you will realize that idiocy, stupidity, and gullibility is worse than poverty itself. Mazi, Western education and Western democracy has never been the solution to African problems. Using Ibrahim Traore today to give analysis of how the people in Africa, to be precise, are to be governed, that is the only way we can go. Saudi Arabia offered to build him 300 mosques, despite being I'm a Muslim. He rejected it. He knows that religion is the opium through which the people in Africa are becoming so stupid daily. He said he wants hospitals, he wants schools, he wants industries. The reason why everybody they jack back to abroad now is just to go work. People go abroad, we do menial jobs. Most of us are graduates. But when you see us outside home, because we want to earn legitimate income, we take menial jobs because the country will not even give you their good jobs. They've left those jobs for their citizens. Every time I remember the insult an Igbo man goes through outside the shores, I tell myself that I'm a victim of bad government, of bad governance. Nigeria means death for us as an Igbo man. Mazi, until we expunge this issue of westernization in our system and go back to our roots the way it has always been. Look at what is happening on the internet a few weeks ago about the atrocities of what pastors and their members are doing just to extort people. It tells you the criminality in that religion called Christianity. It is the biggest part of our problem as a people. And we need to make sure we get it out of our own system. Mazi, being patriotic is the only thing that has kept us in this struggle. And we must continue to make sure we remain patriotic to the cause of restoring Biafra and our motherland. Without that, Mazi, we are finished. We must continue to stand on the path of truth, because one of the foundations on which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu built this noble movement was to stand on the path of truth, even if it cost us our lives. Finally, I am calling on every lover of freedom to support the Eastern Security Network financially. The wave of Fulani terror is overwhelming some people. We cannot afford to allow our land be run over by Fulanis. These are monsters who don't have any human sympathy. They have no empathy for humanity. Anybody speaking good of the Fulani, we shouldn't listen to them. These are hawks. Our job is to make sure that our land is free Fulanis are arsonists. These Fulanis are terrorists. These Fulanis, they are worse than Satan himself. The only thing we can do is to support our Eastern security operatives to make sure they keep our land safe. Everybody who loves our homeland, everybody whose umbilical cord is buried in the land of the ancient, the land of Biafra, the time for you to support Eastern Security Network to defend our land is now. And we are calling on the federal government of the zoo to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and give us a day for referendum. Because Nigeria for us is our grave. We are tired of dying. We cannot continue to die anymore. It is better we die for Biafra, because in Biafra we find patriotism, true patriotism. Just the same way our leaders in the echelon of this noble movement have stood all along, despite all the bribery, everything they are promising them. We have realized that freedom is far better than life. Freedom is the paramount thing that will make us as a people grow in our own space and in our own speed. Kachuku nandi iche, ndenu nandana, ndi mene ndibo, ndimbo nandegede. May they continue to strengthen our leaders and strengthen every level of freedom that will continue to fight. Our fire will continue to burn. Our destination is Biafra. And in the end, humanity will hail Biafra. Mazi Udochukwu Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you for the job you do for motherland.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Caller on signal. You'll be the last caller, please. Can you hear me? Make it as brief as you can. Caller on signal.
Yes. Yes, Mazi, I can hear you.
There we
Mazi. My name is Mazi Fine. Calling from his location. Mazi, I've said it all. Nigerians and the Nigeria youth are dead bodies. Mazi, in fact, there is a place that this thing will be now. All these billions, millions borrowing of things. Mazi, by tomorrow morning, you will see everybody will rise up in the zoo. But it cannot happen. Because nobody is in Nigeria. And nobody is ready to die for Nigeria. Because they know that Nigeria is a British company. And that is why the so-called politicians, they are looting, borrowing, looting, borrowing, looting and borrowing without doing anything. A whole country. You borrow to finance women. You borrow to finance poor people. Who did this to these people? Mazi, that's how it's supposed to be. Mazi, there's a clip that I watch on social media. I wish our people will go to our GOC platform and watch that Yoruba pastor. That Yoruba pastor said a lot of things about Fulani because he was speaking it with Yoruba language and somebody was interpreting it. Mazi, I wish our so-called Christians will go and watch that clip, and so that they will know that what our leader have been saying for a long time, that these people are coming, and our people are laughing, drinking beer, going one club to another, without minding the voice of prophet, and it has come to reality. But our people can never wake up. And that is why, if you ask me to say, I may say that let's leave this rain a little so that it will beat our people. So that we know whether our people will get sense. Because as neighbors we IPOB have been carrying the suffering, trying to protect our land. But our people, it doesn't affect them. They doesn't care. I'm telling you the fact, Mazi. Sometimes I wept for our people because I don't know whether is it a suya. If you see how our people are rushing suya for these Fulani people, those suya have damaged the brain of our people. Mazi, sometimes I start crying. But what am I going to do? Is what we are doing now to save our people. And that is why I say, let our people rise up and support the leadership. Let our people rise up and support Eastern Security Network, because Eastern Security Network is our lifeline defense. Without them, we are gone as a race. And the mass, we must continue no matter what until we get our freedom. May God bless and bless our leadership. Good night from here, Mazi.
There were. Thank you very much. And this is where I'm going to switch up the phones. I've been here for going to 4 hours. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, just as our brother said, supporting ESN is a task that is an obligation. It's not something start begging. No, it's an obligation. I played the clip of the one Nigerian senator talking about Egypt when they had a project in 2014. The president came and talked to the public, talked to the Egyptian population that they need $8 billion to dualize Suez Canal, to broaden it. And the people responded out of patriotism. The same way you respond when your pastor calls for altar giving, for offering, for sowing seed. People responded. They say within 10 days, Egypt was able to raise $8 billion out of free will donation from the population. And that project was built. This is a place where people know what is democracy, people's power, to build their thing. Their country is their thing. We build it. And any person that comes to mess up the money, the people will hold him responsible. Can the government call for donation in Nigeria for people? They donate it and they'll pocket it. If people come out, they use military, go and kill everybody. Do you see the thing? It goes, everything is interconnected. It is high time for the people to understand who they are. That is what I'm saying. It is high time that people should understand that power belongs to them and not to any politician. Power belongs to the people. In a democracy, what makes people lack of this knowledge is lack of awareness. People are ignorant, completely ignorant. And that ignorance is what we are trying to remove from the brains of our people by enlightening them to understand that, look, we should understand how things work. That is it. So that when we restore our nation Biafra, people will no longer become ignorant. That time, working as a politician in Biafra government will be highly cumbersome.
People will not be doing it for money. No. Are you hearing me? Do you see? Because people are awakened. If you want to be a politician in Biafra land as of that time, you will know that you are going to serve the people. You receive normal salary like any other profession. And you work hard because people will hold you accountable. Don't you see in European countries, the politicians, they are not relaxed. They are on their toes because if they make any mistake, they are going down. People will hold them responsible. That is how a country is being built. That is advancement. That is what it means. When the population is awakened, now they build the country because power belongs to them. But Ibrahim Traore is an exemplary. I always wish him to be there for even another 15, 20 years to establish what he has in mind. Because he said what the people need now is not that European democracy, no. The people needs orientation. The people needs knowledge to understand how things work so that you empower them. When you empower the people, now they take responsibility. They build a nation. But the Europeans, the West, they are using their so-called democracy to scam mostly Africans. How can you impose a system that is completely alien to a people that the people didn't even know? They are not matured enough to understand it. It's just like what I said. Carrying a gun, a pistol, you give it to a small child. A child of a toddler, 3 years. 3-year-old child. You are not doing the person any good. You are hurting the person. You want the person to die. You want the child to die. Because he's not matured or to kill somebody. Because he's not matured enough to handle that. That is what the situation our people are. They are not matured enough to handle what they say called the so-called democracy. It is something, it's a resolve. It's a result of a process. It's not the process. People, you need to awaken people. You need to enlighten people. You need to educate. People need to be educated. People need to be awakened. People need to be, educated to be disciplined. People need to be directed to the right path. And now the result will be democracy. They will now clamor for the type of thing they want. That is it. When you say come, people will come. When government come and call on people, people will answer. That is democracy. But it needs working on the mentality of the people, and that is what we are doing. So we will never stop. Nigerian government made a mistake. They thought that renditioning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will destroy IPOB. And it didn't happen. They thought that trying to raise a fake leader, to impose a criminal as a leader to us, their own leader, that it will destroy IPOB. It didn't happen. They thought, they tried pushing false narratives, blackmailing IPOB, using criminality, thinking that it will destroy IPOB. Nothing. We are here, and we continue being here. Therefore, Biafra remains our ideology, our religion, our mantra every day. It is either Biafra or Biafra. Therefore, there is no two ways about it. There is no other option other than Biafra. Thank you for listening. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, from here, it is simply good evening.